All right, we're live. It's SCMP MMA. Nick Atkin here. Michael Owen's over there. Good to see you back, Michael. How you doing, mate?
Good to be back. Sociable hour in the UK, not for these TNT codes.
Yes, this is ONE Championship Dangal fight companion. So it's nearly 6 p.m. here in Hong Kong. A little bit earlier for you, right?
Yeah, nearly 11 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect time for some MMA. Perfect time. Yeah, the show will be getting underway in about 12, 13 minutes. We'll be joined by a few other reprobates here. Chris Edwards-Bailey, I think, is coming on. Leaping Leon Jennings. Don't know who else is coming. You never know on these things. You never know. Maybe Tom Taylor. He was saying some stuff in our group chat. We'll see. Been a while since we had him. But yeah, ONE Dangal. Brandon Vera against Arjan Bhullar is the heavyweight title fight. That's the main event. Did you make your pick, Mike?
Yes, I still might not be added to the thing, but I did make some picks.
Okay, you not been added?
Well, I think it's because I signed up to the thing on Twitter, and you keep asking us for like an email. But I can see where I stack up against everything else.
Let me bring it up on screen. Okay, yeah, I went for Brandon Vera.
Although, is there only 5 fights on this card?
Yeah, one of them dropped off, I think. Can't remember which fight it was. They must have had some issue with the.
There was a lot of last minute changes all over the place. Obviously, I think they sort of I don't know how much they're going to make this clear on the broadcast, but it certainly says on the website it's a pre-recorded thing. So obviously they were scrambling around to fix a few things.
Well, there you are. You're on there. You're officially.
Oh well, there you go.
There you go. Are you going for Arj? I see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to get into the reasons behind the picks and all that sort of stuff now, but I can tell you why.
Go for it. Did he tell you he won?
Well, I don't actually know the result of this one, but I mean, how many times has Brandon Vera fought in the last 4 years? 3 times, and
for Ongla,
it's not like
October 2019, and then
so that was a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and a year and a half older post 40 is a lot more significant than a year and a half when you're in your mid-20s. And obviously we saw what kind of my special guest is trying to get involved with the screen. I'm gonna have to keep getting rid of him.
No, wait. First you have to show him off. I've bigged up your screen.
Oh, so. 1 second. There you go. Here's little Omar.
Omar coming, yo.
Not Omar Little, he's just little Omar.
Very cute. Very cute.
He's an absolute pain in the backside though, aren't you? Anyway, round of it, mixed martial arts.
Star of the show.
So yeah, I mean, he has looked very impressive in the heavyweight division of ONE, but I mean the guys that he's fought are, can't compare to Bhullar. Like Bhullar's good. Like he is a very good fighter, and he's really tough as well. I mean, he fought Chirilli in his first fight for ONE, as well as obviously like a few good guys in the UFC as well. Like Juan Adams is not bad, and he beat him pretty handily. And he took some good shots from Chirilli, and he just kept coming forward. He's got some. Obviously, he's known as this wrestler, but his striking's really good. He's got that nice, those nice uppercuts from the single collar tie that DC uses, and obviously he's been training a lot with those guys at AKA. And I can just see if he can make it through a couple of best shots in the first round, I can see him really dominating, maybe even getting a finish. In fact, probably getting a finish. I think the last time Vera went anywhere close to 5 rounds was that Shogun fight when he went in the 4th round. And again, he's 40 pounds bigger and 10 years older now. So I think it's going to be pretty tough for him to hang with Bhullar over a title fight.
All right, then. I think there's. I went for Vera. I was kind of on the fence for this one, but you've made a very convincing argument, and I'm tempted to switch, but I don't flip flop. I'd stick with what I pick. So I might be damned, but I don't know. Brandon Vera, I think he's going to be pretty motivated to show what he can do. He's been training for this fight for over a year, really.
Yeah.
So, here's Leon.
I mean, I'm not going to write Vera off completely because I mean, as we saw in the Ong La fight, you can crack, and his left body kicks especially absolutely illegal. I don't think Bhullar's ever kind of a deal with anything like that before. But that's my favourite, Bhullar.
There we go. Leon made his pick. I forgot. Oh, were you on the fence, Leon, for that one?
Yeah, I'm just really intrigued by it. I think there's probably like Michael's probably just said. There's parts of each one of their games I can see winning the fight, but also weaknesses as well. And the fact neither of them have fought for 18 months, who does that affect more? Arjan's based in Canada. They've had really strict rules with gyms, so I guess that hasn't helped his cause.
Okay, well, we got. I think the second biggest fight is probably Nguyen and Ritu Phogat. So I'll get your thoughts, Michael. You picked Ritu. Tell us why.
I mean, well, she's supposed to be in the. Apart from the fact that she's supposed to be in the Atomweight Grand Prix, obviously, she was booked in this before this fight was even booked. But you've got to think as a matchmaker, you expect her to win this fight, and I think she'll be bigger than B. This is definitely the biggest test that she's had of her career so far, and I think B's going to give her a lot of problems. I think if she does win, she's going to have to grind it out over 15 minutes. But she just seems to be. She really seems to be able to impose her wrestling really well, and with that size advantage, I think she should be able to keep B down, hold her down, and get enough offense in to win over 15 minutes. Intriguing.
I've gone for Killer B.
Really. It's definitely Ritu's toughest test. Shows her confidence going into it. She has a lot of stake, though. A couple of little facts I thought about since we've done the preview show. B mentioned that she doesn't want to be all guns blazing like she often is, which, like as I said before, it's often easier said than done. The fact there's no crowd, though, may help her stick to the game plan. On the other side of things as well, with Ritu, obviously, this is an Indian-themed card, so she's going to be more motivated. We've got issues back in her home country of India. She's going to be even more motivated to give them something positive to cheer on, so that could be a factor. So, yeah, there's some interesting factors going into this one.
Well, look at those odds you can get there. Plus 320 for B. Only 15% of Fanatics users picking her, including myself and Tom Taylor and JHK and Chrissy B and Jasmine. So some of us are pretty confident of an upset here. I think.
I just want to jump on something that you said beforehand, though. That you said probably the second biggest fight on this card. Skipping past the, if there's any Muay Thai fans watching, they're going to be absolutely kicking off. I haven't seen the comments at the minute, but Talan Chai is like.
Yeah, I mean MMA. Sorry,
right. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We'll get to the. Hang on one sec. So.
Well,
finish
your
B for.
I think this is a bigger fight than the co-main event because there's so much at stake.
Too, yeah. And
it's a fascinating matchup. As I think Talan Chai, he's a big favourite going into that fight. I think this is, for me, I think even with the Muay Thai fight, this is the second biggest fight on the card.
Yeah, well, it makes sense for the whole Dangal thing that they're going for, and I'm guessing that they've put it on at this time for is it Star Sports in India? It's on or something like that.
Yes, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, isn't it, in India? So I guess they prefer, considering they've gone earlier than normal for India, but India are 3 hours behind anyway. So I guess they may prefer daytime shows than early evening.
Who knows?
I'm not sure, but I mean, well, it's they've called it Dangal, and stuck a bunch of Indians on the card. So you'd think it was geared towards that market. So,
well, yes, I'm guessing. I mean, they must prefer a 3 o'clock start than a 5:30 start, which is what normally would have been an 8:30 start in Singapore.
Yeah, but my point being is that, like, I think you're right in terms of it being such a high stakes bout, especially for this market. Like, it is a bit of a surprise that it's not been at the co-main event. Maybe there's something that we can read into that about. I don't know.
I think I imagine that's the only reason Ritu wanted to fight on this card, because she wanted to be part of the Indian themed card, even though there's a lot of stake. And actually, another point I thought of as well: if she loses this fight, not only does she lose her place, but you just have to say she doesn't deserve to be in anyway. Then, to a certain extent, I mean, B's probably just on the outside of the 8, although she's lost 3 in a row, as we talked about the other day. They're not 3 bad losses. The first one, I think we all agree, she won that fight. She lost to Stamp, but Stamp has looked amazing in MMA. And her last fight was competitive against Nguyen Radzuin. So on paper, she isn't really in the mix, but she's just on the edge of the mix, I'd say.
Yeah.
And another interesting little point I thought as well, Ritu theoretically could lose to B, but theoretically could have won all 3 of her fights in the Atomweight Grand Prix, just because styles make fights. There's no MMA math. So I can't wait for this one.
Yeah. So are you saying as well, if B beats her, you would give her a place in the Atom 1 Grand Prix over, say, Jihin, who beat her in her last fight?
That's a tricky one. I think Chakti said if Ritu loses, she loses a spot in there. And then it's the case then of...
What is going on?
Sorry, I just put my tablet on I thought I'd turned the volume all the way down. As it turned out, I turned it all the way up. So, sorry about that.
Well,
so you get the ONE Championship bed music.
Yes, if Ritu does lose, who takes Ritu's place in the Grand Prix? And again,
I don't think they'll replace her, because she's already been booked for it, right? And it's kind of unfair to her opponent. Is she fighting Mengbo to say, like, oh, suddenly
I agree.
I
thought that as well. But she's taken the risk. Chatri said if she loses, she's out of the Grand Prix. Like I said before, if she loses, she doesn't deserve to be in the top 8.
I can see Chatri backtracking on that pretty hard.
No, come on.
Yeah, you don't really want to backtrack if you want, especially in this. A lot of the eyes are going to be on the Atomweight Grand Prix. It loses a bit of its integrity if someone's in it who's just lost earlier this month.
To be honest as well, he's if he's come out and said that, you would expect him to follow through. Plus, with the event now being 2.5 weeks ago, if she does have to get replaced, Mengbo does have 4.5 weeks notice on it. So it's not like, it's a sort of last minute replacement. But again, I mean, she might win. So.
Well, and the other factor as well is both B and Ritu may come out of this fight unable to fight again within a month.
That's right. Good point.
100%.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, hello, mate.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fantastic. Just fantastic to be back here again. ONE Championship, and I love the TNT series, but it's nice to be back with what to me feels like a proper ONE Championship event. It's an evening fight for us guys in Asia. It's a morning fight for the fellows over in the UK and America, and just seems to be spot on. I'm so excited. I think it's the biggest night in Indian MMA history. I just called up Uncle Desi Curry House in Hong Kong, and I ordered myself a nice big curry, some garlic naan, some rice for when the fights are finished with, because, man, I'm down with India tonight. Do you know what I mean?
All right.
I'm down with the whole continent. And, I was listening to the podcast just before I came on, and I was like, oh, it's only Nick, Leon, and Michael. I mean, we need someone who speaks sense to come onto the podcast, right?
We've had a fun day at the beach as well, Chris and myself, before this.
Looking very tanned. And I like to see Michael Owens, not quite wearing his hometown's football team, but going for Inter Milan. But I'm representing my team and my team only post-fight podcast.
I'm representing late 90s Serie A is what I'm representing here.
Who's on the back of the shirt, can I ask?
Ronaldo.
Oh,
The one and only.
okay.
Oh, that's worse.
Well,
I'm
I'll
expecting
change
a
the
guest
Brandon.
appearance from Omar as well, by the way.
Can
You
I
missed
say?
Omar.
Oh man.
He's down my lap at the minute. I don't know if you can see him. There he is.
Yeah, I know. My girlfriend is absolutely in love with him at the moment and is using it as an excuse to try and get a cat herself. So, you know, I don't want her to see a little bit too much of Omar. Is he named after Omar from The Wire? Is it true or is it false?
Yeah, well, my girlfriend wouldn't let me name him after a Newcastle United player because I wanted to call him like either Tino or Shola. But that wasn't
Shola.
Shola was the number one pick, so that's just going to have to be my firstborn son instead.
Okay.
So we're rewatching The Wire at the minute. So it was narrowed down to Omar or Lester after Lester Freeman, and eventually.
Yeah, of course. What season are you on in The Wire? And I will raise you then. If I get a kitten for my girlfriend, I will call him Brother Muzon.
I think with we're mad off topic now, so I'll just stay there. I think you need to keep like a good, nice 2-syllable name for a name, which is nice to call out. You know what I mean? So we could have gone with Avon or Stringer, possibly Marlowe. Although we really don't want to call our cat after like the biggest villain in The Wire.
Yeah,
sort of like an anti-hero, I suppose. Was also like I liked McNulty, but then that's too many syllables. So Omar it was.
Playing for everyone who doesn't know, for everyone who hasn't seen the SCMP MMA, is a great interview with Ben Askren, where Ben Askren talks about The Wire and Nick makes out to be a 10-minute conversation about his dissertation he made about The Wire. It's a great watch back if you want to watch it and know a little bit more about The Wire. But yeah, for sure. We love MMA. It's our favorite sport, and our favorite show is The Wire over here. So if you like The Wire as well, I will just say like, subscribe, enjoy the channel. Why not? And let me give you my little bit of a Clay Davis impression. Oh, she.
That was terrible.
Oh,
especially terrible because you just say "oh shit," you just say "she."
Vera versus Bhullar will start in about 2 hours. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fairly fast card. I feel with a lot of these pre-recorded ones, they seem to time it very, very well. Yeah, I think we'll be over and done within 2.5 hours from first fight to last fight.
Okay,
be nice early finish tonight.
Oh well, it should be, yeah.
Just handy for me.
That's handy.
So, what's next? Miura versus Bustos?
Yes. Yeah. What a fight. I've spent my whole last couple of days going through Bustos' fights. She looks like an absolute beast. And this is one thing I want to say. I did not say it to Dom Lau the other day. But they keep giving this kid, Victoria Leo, this love for making her debut at 16. So did Bustos.
Oh, there you go.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it didn't happen in one, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How long ago?
By the way,
she's 21 right now.
Right, veteran of the game now.
Do you guys think Dan Hardy will end up at ONE? Seems to be singing their praises and doing content for them lately. Us, Adam H. I do think he's probably got some kind of deal with them at the moment. I'm not sure he's going to fight there. I think he'd be great.
The only question mark I think there is ONE have the strictest medical tests, and although he's been medically cleared now, will he be cleared in ONE? Because there's a couple of fighters I know, Mike probably knows them as well, that can't fight because of something in their scanned in the brain, and they'd probably be allowed to compete in other promotions, but ONE is just a no-go.
Well, I think he'd be a great addition to the broadcast team, if not in the fighting sense. So get it done. ONE, definitely there has obviously something's going on between them. Some money must have changed hands because, he's been doing a lot of ONE stuff. Chris always keeps an eye on that, don't you?
Oh, 100%. And what I really love about it is, Dan Hardy and his channel Full Reptile on YouTube, they've actually joined the game of fanatics. They've actually kind of followed the trendsetters of MMA in myself, Nicholas Atkins, and Michael Owens. I mean, I don't know how long us guys have been on the app, but feels like it was a long time ago. It feels like it was before lockdowns and before we even know the word coronavirus. It might have been before, it might have been after. We don't know, but it's definitely in that period. But Dan Hardy, it's fantastic to have you on Fanatics. The more the merrier. And I think I'm going to wipe your ass, but yeah.
Wipe your ass. When Corona is just a beer.
Yeah, download Fanatics if you haven't already.
Yeah, man.
It's on the yellow ticker there. Get Fanatics.app/SCMP.
Fantastic app. I mean, you look at Rayon Bustos. I was looking at a record on ShareDog. It was incomplete. I was looking at on Topology. It was incomplete. I was looking at it on ONE FC's official webpage. It was incomplete. Do you know where I had to get a complete record? Of course, nowhere else but Fanatics MMA app. So get on there, choose your picks, get involved, go against us. You know what? If you're a little bit behind, if you don't know who to pick, always triple down, go for a triple or nothing. Try and get the decision. Try and jump up that leaderboard fast. And I honestly think this weekend it's an absolute banger of fights. And it is as well, let's remember, in the second most populated country on planet Earth, India. This is their biggest ever event, their biggest ever opportunity in global MMA that we've ever seen before us. And let's just enjoy how historical this event is.
Apparently another UFC.
Because there's a few Indian names that are missing from this card that I'm sure would have been part of it if it was a bigger card and they had a bit more maybe notice to compete.
Yeah, I've always found it strange how Asha Roga was fed to the Wolves in ONE, because I thought she has a lot of star power. So it would be nice to see here, but I'm not sure what plans for her are at the minute. But I mean, I think with Bhullar and Phogat and Mangat and Mina, you've probably got the four with the most kind of upside right now. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I guess apart from what's his name, Kantharaj Agasa as well, who they signed, who they've been hyping up a lot but hasn't fought yet. So
yeah, you got Pujatoman, Asharoka.
But I sort of get why they've not had them on, just purely because they've not been, runaway successes so far. No. Whereas, these guys got some wins, and I think they can sort of like push the moon right now, sort of thing. So I sort of guess it makes sense to put their best foot forward. And although under normal circumstances, I would have said it was maybe a little bit weird to put Mangat together with Mainam. But I guess at least then you're guaranteeing at least one Indian comes away with a win on the card. So I guess that's positive. Although that was the plan in the first place. Mainam was a very, very, very late replacement because he trained to Evolve and Mangat's opponent pulled out. So,
just a very quick question for you guys. Do you think Ritu is the last Phogat? Do you think we'll see another Phogat ever join ONE Championship in the next few years? Or do you think she's just a particular one? Do you think she's just the one who has an interest? Or do you think we'll see the two younger sisters join over the next few years?
Maybe, but yeah, wrestling seems to be bread and butter, right? The Olympics and all that. I think Ritu's probably got a bit of backlash for skipping that Olympics, from what I've heard. But
isn't she in the same weight class as one of her sisters who's like better than her?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not too clued up on it. Oh,
They're
shit.
all
JHK.
very, very close together in age. Hello, John.
What's going on? Hey, funny story. I was in India with Gary for like a week.
Gary Mangat.
Yeah, we arrived on the same day in Mumbai, and they ran out hotel rooms at the fighter hotel, so they put me and Gary in like a 5-star hotel. You know what I mean? Like just him and me. And it was he's pretty big, dude, for a bantamweight. He's really big.
Chris's Curry's here, I think.
Speaking of which, they're about to start fighting as well.
Didn't one of his sisters pass away recently? Not significant discussion. No, I think it was a cousin who lost the final of a tournament and committed suicide. I think that was the
Mangat?
I think
Jesus.
no. The Phogat family.
Oh yeah,
Crikey.
I heard something about it.
I think it was a cousin, Migs, not a sister. But,
Who's everyone got in this fight though? Which
I've
is
got to change
just about
that
stuff.
brand.
I got Gary.
I'm going for Gary, yeah, because he's John's hotel buddy. That sounds a bit weird. So.
Hey, me and him, we went to our gym sucked. So Gary's like, hey, let's go to the hotel next door. And I was like, we could just go there and use a gym. He's like, yeah, watch, let's go. And we just went in there, like they just let us through. We didn't have to pay or nothing. We're like drinking the cucumber water and all of that. Right?
Oh shit! Cucumber water.
Here's the question though, John. Was the hotel next door, was it still 5-star? Or did you have to drop down to 4-star? Oh, I like that.
Is it 4-star? It was the Hilton, I think.
Oh, okay. John Hong Ho only goes 5-star, guys. So to anyone out there, Bellator, the UFC, ONE Championship, Rise and Road, if you want to book John Hong Ho getting that 5-star accommodation, he don't take nothing less.
Exactly. Is there even a 5-star
John.
or is it 4-star?
5 is the top.
Oh, 5 is the top? Okay. Because I always get that confused. Is it 4 or 5?
It's gone beyond 5 in Dubai, hasn't it?
But who cares?
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not going to say any of them.
I'm on.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah, Gary looks so much sharper on the feet here, as you'd probably expect, I suppose.
He's been down in Las Vegas for like forever.
Like, part of me would have been tempted to pick Minam if he hadn't come in on like 2 days' notice, because he's improved so much in like the 3 fights he's had and won already, and he's so big and strong and his wrestling's good, but it's probably just a step too far for him at the moment, I reckon.
I think everyone in this card would have come in on fairly short notice.
Yeah.
No, I think it was in the works for a while. Just it just wasn't announced.
I imagine the main event certainly was.
Yeah.
Are they both Indian? Oh,
Yeah.
clipped them.
Oh,
I'm behind you guys.
I'm a couple of seconds back. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
I was
thank God for
expecting to see
John.
Minam go down there.
John's not 2 hours ahead of us.
Shit!
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Delayed reaction.
This is going to be a luxury, a couple of seconds behind him.
I pressed live button, so maybe I'm with you now. I'm like 253.
Yep, and that's where I'm at.
53 now.
Shit.
Hit that live button.
John was commentating on the fight ahead of me last time.
but yeah, but like Minam's, like his striking has looked pretty good. And I mean, granted, he wasn't fighting the best guys, but his striking's looked all right in the last couple of fights. And he seems to be so strong and have loads of power. And obviously, there's proof of that there. That he's put Mangat on his ass.
Why is this event done this hour? It's for the Indian market. So yeah, we were saying before, does the Indian market like afternoon shows? Because it's about 3 p.m. there, I think.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We do not know.
I've been to India one time with Gary.
Did they like sports in the afternoon? Or what?
What were you
Tell
and
us,
Gary
bro.
doing in India, John?
Gary was fighting.
Okay.
Gary was
Oh,
fighting.
that's
And I
not-
was just there for the show.
Okay. I thought you'd
They
just
had
gone
a-
away for like a weekend together.
No.
What happens
I
in
didn't
India
even-
stays
I didn't
in
even know
India.
who Gary was until I met him. I didn't even know who he was until I met him. Like when he got there, I was like, okay, who is this guy? And he's like, oh, I'm Gary. So I had to, Google him. to find out.
Okay.
I didn't even know who he
I think
was.
that Gurdarshan now, ONE Championship would have you say
Yeah.
no more Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his name is not Gary anymore. It's something else.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Gurdarshan.
you just use Gary to help people like me out.
Yeah.
Pronunciation. Gary always reminds me of Only Fools and Horses. Gary? Remember that one? With the immigrant?
I'm
never
sure
really-
John's really familiar with it.
Fun fact:
he's
Gary's
Italian.
like good friends with Russell Peters.
Yeah.
Okay, Russell Peters is a G.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Omar's not enjoying this fight. He's crying.
No.
Really?
Oh wow.
Oh, poor Omar.
Maybe he's a Gary Mangat fan.
Yeah.
Michael. Hey,
Yeah.
There's another Michael Owens, isn't there? That does media.
Yeah, there's a Mike Owens who's from Liverpool. I was hitting him up the other day actually because I'll mention that actually. There's for Muay Thai fans, there's a big Muay Thai show going on in the UK, which is just £10 on pay-per-view. 2 events in 2 days, $9.99 on pay-per-view. You've got ONE Championships, Juan Cervantes fighting in one main event, and you've got Mo Abdurrahman versus I can't even remember who's in the other main event. Jack Kennedy in the other main event, which is if you are a fan of UK Muay Thai, this is about as good as it gets, to be honest. So head over to victorypromotions.co.
Who was in the first main event you mentioned?
Juan Cervantes. He's fighting Joe Bouvier, who's a heavyweight. One's moving up in weight. Basically, it's a event. It's a COVID safe event. Basically, because all these guys have been able to fight for like 14 months because they don't have Eddie Hearn or whatever putting on COVID safe shows and whatever. So all of pay-per-view money is going to the fighters. Like the promoters are like deliberately taking a loss on this event just so they can get the fighters paid. So if there's any Muay Thai fans out there, victorypromotions.co.uk, the pay-per-view is only $9.99. You get 2 events for that. The price goes up on Sunday to $14.99. But you could wait for the price to go up and make sure the fighters get paid more. But it's like got
Michael, what's your cut?
Nothing. I'm getting paid, I'm working on the website. I'm getting paid. Well, my coach is the promoter, so I'm helping him out with the website and a bit of promotion and all that sort of stuff. So it's
you need to put him in touch with Chris. He'll double sales by the end of this event.
Yeah.
Well, I am biased.
Won the first round then, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've probably got to give it to I'm just the effect. I mean, I don't really understand one's rules at the best of times. But
Rich Franklin had Mangat ahead on his unofficial scorecard there, but I agree with you, Michael. I think you got to say my name's ahead for that knockdown alone.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of understand Rich because Mangat was absolutely tooling him up until he got dropped.
Mangat's just got a very, very nice up kick as well to the chin. I don't know. It's very, very hard to call.
Oh, you can see my name's starting to blow out of his arse now, which is a shame.
Yeah, the high kick.
Oh, he is gassed.
He's gassed, yeah.
He's gonna get finished here. It's such what a shame that he hasn't had a full camp to prepare for this as well, considering how game he's looked.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, it's just a little bit of a waste, right?
I think in this day and age, you've got to just stay ready. If you're prepared to take a fight on short notice, you need to be ready at all times. Because
but I mean, you can't.
It's been a trend, especially if you train involved MMA.
But you can't be. You can be in shape, but you can't be ready to go. You can't be 100% ready all the time because there's there's a peaking process. No, but you've got to get that mindset because you can't do that like hard sparring and like the ridiculous training that comes into the kind of peaking part of the camp all the time because you'd be dead all the time. You wouldn't get any like proper technique done.
Some fighters in the UFC and Bellator, and they will do 3 or 4 hours every day where they just have their sparring partners replicate the person they're going to fight style.
Yeah,
and you can't really do that on a short notice fight.
Of course you can, but you stay as ready as you can, so you're ready to take the call. And we've seen how many fighters in the last year and a bit have taken advantage of that situation, stepped in short notice, looked amazing. Some fighters look better because there is, for certain types of fighters, there's probably positives. Like I say, if you haven't been in a full camp, you might be fresher, you might not have little niggles as much, you might not have as much anxiety going into it that can maybe build up over a whole camp. There's peaks and troughs. I guess. And
Yeah.
See, Minam just
The-
went for
the-
that takedown, just couldn't get it right.
To me, if you're going
Done.
to do loads of short notice fights, just do one night Grand Prix then. I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? Like, you
I don't
know?
think-
But the other thing about it as well, like Minam is, what's this, his 7th fight or something? Like he should be using all of his time in the gym to like kind of get better rather than just like be ready to go 15 minutes sort of thing.
that's a good point.
Well, this is 11th fight. Is he 8-2 or 6-2?
Is it that
No,
much?
no.
Was he?
The other thing is what you got to remember is he accepted the fight. You don't have to accept a fight. You accept it, and you do your best with what you've got. And there's no excuses
Well-
because you don't have to accept it.
Yeah, you kind of
Think
do
about this
that
though.
when
He's
it's
an evolved fighter and an Indian evolved fighter. And 2 days before the Dangal's filming, Chappie's gone, Roshan, would you like to fight on this card? Would you?
Yeah, cool. Can I ask a question, Michael, Nick? Have you guys ever wrote a bad article? Because I'm sure you probably have. But have you ever wrote a bad article because you have to write an
100%.
article, because you have to get paid, because you have to hit a deadline? I mean, you know,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
In an
yeah,
ideal
definitely.
world, you'd have enough money that you only have to write the articles you want published. I mean, you know.
every article I write is bad. Yeah,
Nah, I'm sorry, guys.
they're all
Absolutely
sloppy,
incorrect. I will tell you one thing. I always said I thought when it comes to sports writing, mixed martial arts is far behind. Until I started reading Nicholas Atkins at South China Morning Post, I was thinking they need a Pulitzer Prize for mixed martial arts
Oh, my
for the Nick
goodness.
Atkins Pulitzer. Because this guy, man, I'll tell you what. Sometimes you read Dickens, sometimes you read Shakespeare, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's a good sentence." I get that every bloody paragraph of Nick Atkins. Get on
Yeah.
SCMP MMA. It is some of the best writing you'll see out there. It's fantastic.
All right, I'll slip you that $500 after the show, Chris.
And easiest money on
500,
the
that seems,
Have you noticed as well? I think ONE have changed their branding. They've just gone for ONE now. They've dropped it. They went from ONE Fighting Championship to ONE Championship. Now there's all their branding just says ONE.
The ring
You notice
says
that?
ONE Championship.
Oh, the ring does, yeah. But if you on all social media, they've got rid of the championship.
The YouTube is still ONE Championship because I'm watching it on YouTube.
I think it's a good idea. You're right there.
Right in the top left-hand corner, I bet it just says ONE without championship.
Yeah, on the
more-
screen
yeah.
as well.
well, all their own fighters still call it ONE FC anyway, so they're losing
Yeah.
the battle there. So
I think they need to change the name because ONE Championship doesn't roll off the tongue.
No,
and
ONE
it's too
FC.
long to type into a Google search.
ONE's a cool name, but like you've mentioned a few times, Nick,
Yeah.
if you search UFC, you get UFC. If you search ONE,
Yeah, who
you're
knows
not
what
going
you
to
get.
get ONE Championship. And like
No.
we said before, ONE Championship's too long a name for putting in titles and tweets and
ONE FC. ONE FC was.
I'll
the
tell you what,
first
you put in ONE in Google, you get ONE by Metallica.
Great song.
the thing is though,
How
they've
far
got
down is ONE
a
Championship?
little bit the word fight. They have fight of the night now. They've embraced a little bit of trash talking, so they've come around a little bit towards that way of thinking. They haven't embraced it massively, but it's something.
It's on the second page of Google.
Second page, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got like OneDrive is on the first, U2 ONE, Ed Sheeran ONE, Dua Lipa Be the One.
You need a brand that is very unique and that no one else has, and then it's fucking rock. It's not rocket science. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, but
Like, that's the one thing you can always say about Bellator, despite how bad their name is. If you type Bellator on Google,
Yeah.
you're only getting one thing. You type it on Twitter, you go over to China and you use Baidu search, and you type in Bellator, you're getting Bellator. You know.
yeah. But interesting, they've seemingly dropped championship from branding.
Yeah.
At least
I
on
like
the
ONE FC.
broadcast.
I would imagine it's probably something for some boring reason, like.
Yeah.
'Cause I've worked with when I worked on like magazines and stuff, worked on designers. I always remember like the designers used to hate the Fighters Only logo because like it was all like metallic and it couldn't like be easily replicated. So like it was something to do with like using vectors and whatever. Like, so if you, rather than just having the one and the championship, you can stick those 3 letters anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, from my, you know, very YouTube, Wikipedia research knowledge level of design, probably something like that.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So Mangat has got this in the bag, cruising towards a decision, I believe, guys.
Yeah, you wonder if he's just taking a bit of pity on Mainam here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I mean, it seemed like they were pretty friendly when they started the fight, and I don't. Maybe he just doesn't want to absolutely fill him in here, because you've got to think he could finish this anytime he wants, really.
I don't know. He's still going forward. He's still being aggressive. He's still picking his shots. But to be fair, Manam is, considering how gassed he looked in the second round, he's hanging in there. He's not really doing anything, but he's, apart from the odd.
But I mean, Mangat keeps stepping back. Like, if he really wanted to pour it on and finish,
remember, he's been knocked down. He's probably thinking it'd be a bit silly of me if I got knocked out when I'm winning this fight easily, and my opponent's so tired. So it's obviously being a little bit cautious.
OMF. What do we think of that, guys?
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Sounds
Does
like
it have a ring to it?
OMG.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like OMF.
The thing is, you can't go too far away from one, can you? Really? Because
that's the one thing.
Complete rebranding.
Can I give one big shout out? Like, I love the name Cage Warriors. I love Full Metal Dojo. I think that's a great name. Jungle Fight in Brazil, I think, is a really good name. It just needs it to be able to like enter your consciousness. It's so hard to choose a good name because you have to wait 2 years, and that's the problem when it comes to branding.
I like one. I think it makes sense in a lot of ways. Apart from, like Nick said, if you search for it, that's its big weakness. But as names go, it's short. It's number one. It's, you know, it's in caps, so it differentiates it a little bit on paper, but not on Google, obviously.
Well, Metallica have had the monopoly on the word one since 1989, so you know, can't compete with that.
Metallica.
Metallica.
Yeah. Maybe you can do something with the martial arts. Yeah. I don't know.
What about we name 1A?
Well, there's also a Singaporean company called One, which is a shipping, a global container shipping company headquartered in Singapore. So they're not even the biggest one in Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh my
if I was going to go for it, if I was going to be a bit of a mad man like Chachu can be, I'd just change the name to Endeavour Fighting Championships. Does anyone else find it really weird whenever they read an article about Endeavour? And do you ever guys look at the spelling and think, where's the U?
Where's the what?
No, American.
Endeavour, they spell it American, so it's Endeavor rather than with a U. And it just confuses me every time I read it.
Martin Nguyen's fight was scratched from this card again. There was more positive COVID tests on his fight.
I interviewed him as well about 2 days before the fight.
Martin.
Yeah. And we couldn't believe his bad luck and the fact he's fighting and then to test positive after everything that happened at 1 or TNT2. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was it the same case as last time? I thought I'd heard that he actually tested positive this time. I could be wrong. I might just be making that up.
I heard, yeah.
I think decision coming here. Unanimous for Mr. Mangat. Gary to his mates. Gurdarshan to you and I.
He hung in there quite well, mate. I'm not considering how shot to pieces he was in the second round. He got a little bit of a second when he managed to hang in there and not just become a punching bag.
He was a bit. Tell you what, Mangat needed that win because he was outclassed by Rhys McLaren in his last fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Although Rhys obviously is a legit top 5 guy in the division.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a tough debut. I interviewed him before that fight. That was a tough debut.
Debut. He'd had 2 fights before that.
In one.
Mangat, yeah. He beat Tony Taru and then Abra Fernandez.
Oh, of course, yeah. I forgot all about them 2 fights.
And to be fair, the Abra Fernandez fight wasn't that impressive either. Like, he looked great against Tony Taru, but the Fernandez fight, it wasn't like this where he'd absolutely tuned him up on the feet for 3 rounds. He looked quite hesitant. So, but again, I'd still like to see him go on and get another impressive win against a guy who's, trained for a month or 2 in his next fight. And like he is vital if they're going to make inroads in India. And you couldn't ask for a better guy to be sort of on the team for that, because he is like one of the best self-promoters they've got in the company. I reckon he will do.
Well, yeah.
He speaks very well. He'll do any interview. He takes his like sort of I don't want to say Indian links because obviously he is ethnically Indian and all that kind of thing. But like he takes that, that's really close to his heart. He takes it very seriously. He's willing to carry that into the promotion and like speak on it a lot. Like he carries a lot of pride about it. So he's a guy you could want going. It's assuming that they eventually do a show in Mumbai or Bangalore or wherever.
I will say a lot of Indians aren't that keen on the likes of Gary, Arjan, Bhullar. They say they're not Indian. The amount of times I post something Indian and I get comments of they're not Indian, they're Canadian. Even Rahul Raju, he's Singaporean now, even though he's born and bred in India. So they're a little bit finicky about people that aren't 100% Indian living in India.
Right. So you're going to hate on Ritu now that she's in Singapore?
I don't know. I haven't seen any bad press there. I mean, she hasn't been there, a couple of years in Singapore?
Mm.
Wow, this show's really...
Well, in that case, I suppose Mynam's in Singapore now as well, because otherwise I would have said he would have...
Can I ask a question, Michael? Because obviously over here in Hong Kong, and I would assume for Leon and Kuala Lumpur, all people are talking about is the Apprentice ONE Championship edition. How prevalent is the fever and the anticipation of people of Chatri's ONE Championship Apprentice? How has it been over there in the UK?
The Apprentice is a program presented by Alan Sugar in the UK.
That is brilliant.
I don't think a lot of people know.
Excellent.
I don't even think it's available here, to be honest. And I'll be totally honest, I haven't gone out of my way to find out.
To tell you the truth, it's actually fairly good fun.
I've seen the first 7 episodes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the 4th episode when it had a kind of a vegan feel and Korean. I was going to give John a shout out. A Korean vegan theme.
Oh, Leon, actually, there's a sandwich shop near me and Nick, and they're doing a create your own sandwich competition. And I entered my own idea. It's called the Leon Jennings, and it's just a sub with veal and foie gras. So I entered that into the competition. So hopefully it can win. So Leon Jennings can be forever immortalized with veal and foie gras.
I'd literally sue them. I'd literally sue them.
Here we go then.
If you put some
quickly changing the subject, it's Ayaka Miura's back against Ryan Bustos now.
Here's the question. I'm all the way with Ryan Bustos. I went back, I watched all of the fights on YouTube. I watched the fights in Pancrase. Absolutely fantastic jiu-jitsu. Made a debut at 16. I actually think this is I think they're kind of feeding Miura a little bit to the young, hungry lion here.
I agree. I think I love, you know me, I love one cars, but quite often there's a few I think I'm confident they're going to win. I think this is the most intriguing card. I think almost pretty much every fight on this card is so intriguing, and I'm set on the fence. I think on all the MMA fights. The only one I'm not is the Muay Thai bout, and that's not always the case. Not that's necessarily a bad thing, but there's so many fascinating matchups on this card, like I say, including this one. I think this is a fascinating matchup.
Yeah, as well, what you have to think about Miura is, as well, this is her 13th MMA fight. This is the 8th Brazilian she's going to fight. She's fought Brazilians all over the Prix. She's had no contest. She's had fight stops for broken arms. She had a scarfold choke that ended up in a no contest due to, I think, causing neck damage to her opponent. So I think we're in for a little bit of a banger, but just watching Bustos and watching when she was 16, 18, she had big gaps between the fights, but she looks like she's a very, very special talent. And I want to say her name looks like it's Rayan, but are we going to say Heian? Because I think they say ours is H.
You're probably right.
Heian?
I'm going to say Bustos to be safe.
Yeah.
Always go for the easy option of the two.
Yeah, every time I say Bustos, my girlfriend keeps looking at me with evils.
Why?
She thinks I'm swearing at her in Spanish.
Oh yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right.
I've got to admit, I'll be surprised if Miura didn't win this. But you're making me doubt myself now.
Mayuka, she lost to Tiffany Teo, who's one of them fighters who just seems to do better than you expect. She's one of them fighters who just seems to pull wins out of the bag, and obviously she earned that title shot. Certainly, I really thought Ayaka was going to win that fight. That was the last card I went to in Singapore, King of Jungle, and Tiffany Teo finished her like in crazy fashion to get the title shot.
It was a really bad loss for her in the end, just because of how tired she got. But I mean, so I mean, you can imagine she's. We spent a lot of time on that because there's no question in her skills on the ground. Like, she's absolutely lethal if she gets a hold of people. But
yeah,
like,
she'd won about 6 or 7 in a row before that loss, hadn't she? If I remember rightly.
Yeah, and she's won 3 scarfold arm blocks in a row since she joined ONE before the Teo loss. So,
and she had one that ended up in a no contest in Pancrase. The thing is, as well in Pancrase, though, 2 of those wins, they were very, very close. I think they were both split decisions. So Yidam, I think, was one of them. I can't remember the other one, but she does leave it all on the line. But Haiyan, I guess, Bustos, I don't know. I'm on the hype train. This is my big pick for the night. My big surprise, I think.
Sexy pick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's catch weight as well. I hadn't realised that.
Catch weight, yeah.
Well, Adam H.
This is actually the one thing that a lot of, because there still seems to be a lot of people that are suspicious of ONE's weighing process, weight cutting process, and all that sort of stuff. And how do you believe it? Blah blah blah. Well, the reason you can sort of believe it is if the fighters don't make weight, they make the fight a catch weight. Like, they don't just lie and say, "Oh, well, this is still a strawweight fight." They actually, it's reflected in by the weight class that ends up in the fight.
That does annoy me a little bit. People say it all the time. Like, I've been outside the weigh-in room dozens of times, and people inside, and the fighters would have a problem with it if they knew that they could get away with it. Then there's always a chance their opponent will. Like Michael said, if you don't pass your hydration test, the fight is off. If you pass it and you miss weight, if your opponent has to agree. It'll just be a catch weight fight.
And also at the same time, if you're not trusting this process, are you trusting the Texas State Athletic Commission? Are you trusting independent shows in the UK that are not regulated by? We don't have athletic commissions.
on some level, Michael. But the one thing I would say to go against that is, I mean, did you watch Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo? Because they had 12 weeks before they had their weigh-ins and hydration tests. They had 6 weigh-ins and hydration tests going into the fight. You can actually go with the BBOFC, the British Board of Boxing Control, and they do actually have a lot more data up than ONE Championship do put up. And that's the one thing is
that's boxing in the UK. That's not MMA in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you think if on Made for the Cage in Bishop Auckland they're going to be having,
No way.
There's no way. But well, you know what it is? I'm sure actually most of that is probably fine as well.
Yeah.
Maybe on some other shows, maybe not. But like on most decent shows.
The thing as well, someone died in ONE cutting weight. If you think a promotion is not going to do anything about that and they're just going to do it so people think they've done something, you're mental. Of course they don't want that to happen again. And it's not perfect, but they've attempted to do something to try and curb weight cutting as best as possible.
Shit. Throwing hands.
You know what, Leon? You're mental.
Yeah.
Just goading Leon.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Where you been, John? What the hell?
Doing some things.
Just getting a little dinner.
that is suspiciously fake.
Yeah.
As well, the only problem I have with ONE Championship's weight cutting thing, and when people do say, "Oh, someone did die," it's like, man, how long has the Olympics been going? Like in their wrestling, their boxing. Do you know how many people have ever died from weight cutting?
None.
0. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I mean,
how often is the Olympics?
1920?
Once every 4 years. How often are there MMA events? Week in, week out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think we've developed a little bit much on from like, when was the first Olympics? 1890?
Weight cutting in the last few years.
1422.
1422, John just said it. I mean, they didn't even have Zoom then. They couldn't even do a watch-along. They couldn't even do a podcast back then.
There's a Brazilian about a year or two ago. They might have died, or they were certainly comatized at least through weight cutting. It's not something that's been eradicated.
Yeah.
And look at just look in the last couple of months in the UFC, fighters. How many fighters have been unable to stand up on the weight on the scales?
It's true.
The only way to get rid of it is to just have no weight classes.
Yeah.
And every fight is open weight.
I think weight you do weigh in after the fight.
No. Copy what Floyd Mayweather does and send a guy to drug test you every 2 weeks and send a guy to weigh you every 2 weeks, and just do it like you saw there and be like, hey, yo, John, you enjoy your KFC? Get on the scales. We're going to get your weight. Hey, Michael, did you just enjoy that pint of beer? Get on the scales and just weigh them all year.
Well, we know that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Hey,
exactly. It's
Thomas
got the arm.
Yeah, I was about to say, by the way, we've been talking through some interesting stuff here. Like, Bustos managed to get up the first time she was stuck in the
she got it. Position. She got it. I think she snapped that thing.
She's tapped. My pick has gone terribly.
No, I think her arm's okay.
I'm impressed by that performance from Nguyen.
Nah, man. A fighter that's using the headlock throw too many times, eventually that's not going to work anymore. You know what I mean? You get to a certain level, it doesn't work anymore with some of the fighters. I mean, she could beat up low-level girls probably like that, but man, when you get up there, that's not going to work. Who was the one at the highest level that did that? Maybe Ronda Rousey was probably the best one, right? Other than that, there's
I'm sure she was using better than I don't know. You see it. I mean, this is not as meant to be a knock on women's MMA in general. You do see it a lot in women's MMA.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. I think she snapped that thing.
What was it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think she did. Let's be honest. If it's a ONE Championship taped broadcast, if it was snapped, you would not be seeing it.
Oh, damn. Weren't we all bashing Ayaka?
Who was bashing?
Not for a scarf hold arm lock skills.
We were all saying
she was going to lose?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on. You didn't pick her?
No. No,
I think I was the only one who backed Hyan. I think I was the only one.
Okay.
I
Oh, it was in the comments. People say she got exposed
Ayaka?
in the last fight.
Is her name
Yeah, I
Ayaka?
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see my picks. Oh, I'm 100% on picks this tonight so far.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Did I listen to Chris? Oh, I did, like an idiot. Oh, no.
What submission was
Damn.
it?
Oh, this is very interesting, though. The next fight is B versus Ritu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I took B.
You know what's very
Oh.
interesting?
I'll
Of
tell you,
all the
look at that. I
people,
got Miura by submission and Mangat by decision, ×3 on both.
of all the people in our
Oh,
group,
shit.
only 15% of people have gone for B. And on the whole app in total, less than 10% have gone for B. But I've gone for B. Benjamin Lamptey, our former champion, has gone for B. John has gone for B. Tom Taylor's gone for B. Nick Atkins has gone for B. Jasmine Blaze has gone for B. Why are all the experts going for B? What's going on, John?
Something's fishy.
What?
Something's fishy. I don't know what's going on, but something's fishy right there. Why is everybody with B? Did she all of a sudden get 10 times better?
Well, B's been pretty positive on her social media. I'll say that.
Hey, Brendan Vera was interviewed by John Cena. Do you see
I
So you're
saw
that?
saying I should,
Yeah, I did.
you're saying I should change my pick then? Do you guys know something that you shouldn't?
No, I'm saying that the way she's been putting stuff out on social, you wouldn't do it if you know you lost a fight, right?
And didn't she
Say
go on
that,
Ariel's show too?
Loads of fighters have done that in the last few months.
No,
They've
but
been all
there's
positive,
specifically
watch the
a
fight,
clip
watch the fight.
today I saw where
Yeah, I agree. She's been very positive. Ritu's been pretty active on social media herself. Maybe not quite as positive. Again, I agree. If I went by social media, I'd go B, and I've got a sneaky feeling she'd win it. Head to head, I would back Ritu, but I'm just wondering. I've got maybe a sneaky feeling that B does pull it out of the bag.
well, yeah, a few people in the chat think so too. Adam H says B said a few things that makes me think she won. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think
Oh, wow.
there's promoting the fight, but then there's promoting it to the level you look stupid if you lose and you know.
No, I think that. I mean, you've seen like Reece McLaren, for example. He was telling everyone to watch his fight. He lost, but it was a brilliant competitive.
Yeah, but
fight.
he wasn't doing like what she's
wasn't
doing.
clipping up interviews.
She went on Arrow Hawani show. If you already know the result of your fight and go on the Arrow Hawani show, I don't know. Would you go on as the loser if you knew you lost? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would they promote that?
Yeah, I agree with you. But maybe possibly if you put an amazing performance and it was a great fight, and potentially she may have been the better fighter and lost to a controversial decision like she did in KL.
Oh God!
In
Here
which
we go
case,
with the
she want
conspiracy
people to
theories
sh-
again.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
well,
Leon
I've got-
loves the
right.
conspiracy theories, man.
Leon,
you know what I'm gonna.
You took a dive.
with his
She
ideas.
won that
You know what I'm
fight.
gonna say now.
Exactly,
Little bit of
Nick. She won that
I-
fight, didn't she, in KL against Antonia Bosnia? But she lost the decision.
I'm going to spoil things. Well, actually, I'm not going to spoil things, but I'm going to say I do actually know who wins this fight. But I have picked based on what I would have picked had I not known the result of this fight.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, Michael.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
kind of
change my
confused.
pick.
Yeah.
He's throwing a wrench into our plan, man.
I'm going to change my pick to a draw.
Yes. No,
Is Rio getting the Grand Prix with a draw?
DQ.
Yeah.
Moen's over there just texting people fiercely like, "Who won the fight? Who won the fight?" Get some
Here's the question,
inside
though.
info.
If B beats Ritu, does Ritu still deserve her place in the Atomweight Grand Prix?
No, B
We should
deserves
tell
her
him,
place.
and Chatri said as well, she loses, she's out of the Grand Prix.
Yeah,
But as I
B's in.
said, Chachi will not stick to that. So
He will.
I think you will. The other thing is, though, John, we were saying before, if Ritu does lose, would you give the place to someone like Jihin who just beat B, or would you want to give it to B?
I just give it to B because B beat the girl that was supposed to be in the tournament. So, it doesn't matter. Like, let's get it in. You know,
Dom
that's
also
great
said
merit.
the other day to us, he said, if B, taking in mind he knew the result, he said if B wins, it wouldn't necessarily mean she goes in the Grand Prix.
No, she does
Well,
go in
we're
the
gonna
Grand Prix,
find-
but we're not in control. You know what I mean? So, but I think she deserved to go into the Grand Prix. Why
When
not?
I think
You beat
Leon,
her.
when you asked Chatri that on the live show after TNT4, I think he was just saying it, and he fully expected Ritu to beat B. But now it's actually happens a different. If it happens, right? If that happens tonight, it's like, what the fuck? Do we do this? Do you mess up your whole Grand Prix you promoted already, and you're pushing it in India still? I don't think they'd get rid of Ritu if she loses this fight.
All right, that's a good argument. I'd have to
Well,
think about it.
I guess we'll
No,
find
I
out
think it will
within the
lose.
next hour.
Everyone's so excited about this Grand Prix, it would just lose a
Hmm.
bit of its integrity if someone's in the first round coming off a loss.
I
And
don't
if she
think so.
loses, will she be fit to compete again within the same month?
Well, if she gets knocked out,
B wins.
yeah, then maybe B goes in. If Ritu has some
Maybe
damage
B,
like
maybe
that,
B wins and she isn't fit to compete
yeah.
in 4 weeks as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have much confidence in B, so that's why I think Chatri said that. Because I asked Chatri, will B be in the Grand Prix when John and I interviewed her a few months
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, that was a while ago.
He's just said, I don't think she's got the record to justify it. To be honest,
Of course not. She's lost 3 in a row. You can't put her
that was
in.
before the Jihin fight. So even then he was
it
still
that-
thinking
was it
she's
before
not.
the Gian fight?
When I interviewed him with John,
Was it before?
it was
I thought it was after the Gian fight.
sorry. No, when I interviewed B with John, that was before the Jihin fight, and then
Even then,
yeah.
she still on paper lost 2 in a row.
yeah,
Even then, you couldn't give her a spot in the Atomweight Grand Prix with her record. You just
yeah,
couldn't do it.
I understand. I thought that was before they brought in outsiders, right? So if you were going purely on 8 women in ONE Championship Atomweight division, I think B could have snuck in there, and
She'd have
because
been
the
on the border. She'd have been behind Gian.
Yeah. she would have been, but with the way she fights as well, which is always exciting. I think that
Yeah, and like I
was a
said,
consideration.
she's better than her record suggests, particularly in ONE.
Yeah. And she always fights like the best, I think. Other than that, she should, like you said, she should have beaten Antonia. And then the Stamp fight was, she took on one of the best in the company there in that division. And Jihin
And
is
also, let's
also in
be
that
honest-
bracket.
Let's be honest. She could if they had like I don't know what would be under a minimum weight division. She would probably be in that as well. Like
Yeah,
you look at the
yeah.
size difference between her and Stamp, it was absolutely
She
ridiculous.
cuts quite a bit of weight. She cuts quite a bit of weight to go down to atom weight.
Yeah.
She posts about it all the time. She has to give
Yeah.
up rice, her favourite food in the world. She gives up throughout her whole fight camp. And she's even
That's not cutting weight. That's just
Dieting.
eating right.
well, that's what a lot of Christian Lee said. He cuts down loads of weight during his fight camp. So that's how you
again,
cut
it's
weight
probably because
down.
he puts on loads of weight when he's not in fight camp. So he's got.
I don't think he does.
Uh,
He trains hard every day. He's not one to take time away from the gym.
Yeah, no, but like if you're on a full time like fight camp schedule, as like if you're training 2-3 times a day, and then also eat perfectly all the time, the weight like you lose a lot of weight. Like the weight just falls off you. Like if he's if he's not in fight camp, he will eat pizza and he won't train 3 times a day or whatever that is. So you will naturally put like a few kilos on and stuff. I think that's another thing that sort of gets lost in the whole thing about like, the whole one message is that fighters don't cut weight, and then, they're all out on social media saying, "Oh, my cut's going well." But part of that is literally it's just they're getting in shape to fight rather than.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them
weight.
push themselves. Like Angelique, she struggles to get down to atom weight. Obviously, we're doing it, at a huge water cup.
But the thing is, if she struggles to get down to atom weight, then should she be fighting in a
maybe.
different weight class? You know what I mean? Like the point of this what is
The
it?
idea is to
Hydration and
fight and
weight.
walk around weight, isn't it? That's
But walk
the
around
idea.
weight. Because the thing is, like some of these dudes, like even like lightweights, some of them are walking around at like 190. That's pretty crazy, dude, for lightweights.
Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
isn't really an atomweight division; it's a strawweight division. So
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. When I remember, like my first fight was at 85, and I thought like I couldn't go 8 kilos. I thought I couldn't go much lower than that. But then, like after a couple more fights, I easily got down to 78 kilos. So that's a 7 kilo difference. And I never went in a sauna or anything like that. I was just training all the time and eating well. That was the only different sort of thing. So like it is mental, like how much weight will come off you without even cutting, and just doing like your general day-to-day stuff, not keeping like an insane fight camp. You will put a bit more weight on than you usually would. I mean, if you've seen Angela on social media, you know for a fact when she hasn't got a fight going on, she's enjoying her life, so she will put weight on. That's probably why she struggles to get down.
Angela does put a lot of weight on between fights. She's a confessed foodie. She loves her donuts, and whereas I imagine though Christian's more disciplined between fights, both in the gym. Or I think Angela's disciplined in the gym, but with his diet.
Don't you think?
And, I mean, this is not the ideal time to say it because this stream is a bit of a sausage fest right now. But you know, I don't know what goes on with women's bodies that might make it even more difficult for them to cut down in weight.
Oh,
so there's those factors as well. You know.
Of course.
I think you've got a different idea to the word sausage fest than in the context I'd use it in.
Oh my god. We don't want to know what context you're using.
I'd use it if I went into a bar and it was all men. I'd go, "It's a bit of a sausage fest in here."
Well, this is all men here. That's why I used the term. I wasn't suggesting.
I thought you were talking about the card.
No.
what the hell? Oh my
What's
goodness.
wrong with him?
He's been locked in a room in Kuala Lumpur for 15 months, John. Like,
I've been locked up for almost a year and a half.
Hey, Leon, when you going to Bali?
Well,
when he's vaccinated.
Like that. I've got to get this right. I was supposed to get a COVID test this morning to fly Monday morning. Monday morning flight got cancelled to Monday afternoon. Now it's been cancelled to Tuesday, so I've got to get my vaccine tomorrow morning. Not my vaccine, my COVID test tomorrow morning.
Oh, secrets come out.
UFC 262.
The secret came out right there. He slipped.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not having any vaccine anywhere near me.
He probably already got it.
No offense,
he's
Nick.
not even
No
telling.
offense, Nick.
I mean, you can see
he was first in line.
Nick's on death's door now that he's had his vaccine. He's waiting away.
I got 5D coursing through my veins.
Look at the data.
Has got access to my brain.
Look at the thousands that have died from the Look at that guy in India, the health minister. What advocate he was of the vaccine.
That is one of the most craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is sad, dude.
And
That's
all
sad.
the country and the countries that had the most vaccines. The countries.
All right, Leon, do you want Nick to have his stream taken down here? I think you need to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's talk about the fight.
Let's talk about the fight.
Yeah. Leo
Anyway, I've got to get a COVID test tomorrow morning. Not ideal.
I'll tell you what, the contrarian in me would like to see B win, just because, like, I love to see like Spanner get thrown in the works, even though
it's
like
interesting, isn't it? But if Ritu loses, that's what does that do for her going into the Grand Prix? Let's say she's still in it. Anyway, maybe we will see what happens in this fight.
Yeah.
As I said the other day,
if the Grand Prix wasn't a factor, her losing would be a big thing. I don't think, someone who's 4-0 and is, stepping up against a girl who's got like more than double her experience. It's not the end of the world if she does, and she can use it as a learning experience and what have you. But I guess because of the fact that she's supposed to be in the Grand Prix, that makes it a bit more of a disaster if she does.
Mr. Owens is making excuses already. Come on, Mr. Owens.
I agree as well. I think as well.
Who are you going for?
If it wasn't for the Grand Prix, this is the perfect matchup for Ritu, as in standard. I think it's a step up from the girl she's fought before. Would be the perfect thing. It's not perfect because obviously the Grand Prix is just around the corner. But outside of that, this would hurt. We said before the Ultimate Grand Prix matchups were announced. B or G and Radzun would have been the perfect next opponents for her.
I think B. I think you're right with B because of the fact that she's lost a few fights, but she is still clearly, and you can see a way for Ritu to win, but she's so clearly a step up in competition, and if she couldn't get her down, she's clearly so much better on the feet. You would expect Ritu to have a ton of problems with her on the feet. So
we want to see how Ritu does on the feet, because all her fights so far have been pretty much Habib-like. She gets the fight to the ground and then just kind of pummels.
Well, I mean, this is the wrong opponent for it to test a stand-up game, I suppose.
Some Ritu fans in the chat here.
You know, I want to see Ritu fight Rika.
Well, that'll be a step down in competition, though, wouldn't it?
You think so? Even if she loses?
That's not going to happen.
Oh, actually, I think as a rebounder, if she loses it, that would be a good rebound opponent.
I think it would be good for either one of them.
They won't give her Ritu. It's too much of a step backwards for her. Rika, sorry, they won't give Ritu Rika.
Is Rika even fighting anymore?
I can say very quickly, guys, I am so down for this fight. I just went for my beautiful Uncle Desi Indian. I had a bit of tikka masala, a bit of naan, a bit of rice, man. Right now, man, I feel like,
come on, mate.
Man, I feel like I'm on the edge.
That is a lame curry choice.
This fight.
Damn, she's lighting her up.
Oh shit!
Oh, with the knee down the middle.
Oh wow.
Where's the wrestling? Oh, she's waiting for that takedown with the knee up the middle.
Oh.
Rika as well after her last loss. Take in mind, Rika just lost to the girl who's.
Oh, she defended the takedown.
Oh wow.
She defended the takedown.
Rika's corner are telling her to stop fanning around.
She got her to the ground. She dragged her. Look at her out-muscle her, man. She's strong.
She's very strong.
But B's doing a good job defending her with this.
Yeah.
She's not getting her back taken. Uh-oh. Oh, she got the double underhooks.
Mm-hmm.
There you
go. What if there's like a no contest or a red card?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Could we have another one?
A red card for pulling hair or something, right?
Yeah. Some crazy
I've had to put another stream on, so I'm not so far behind now. I think I'm probably ahead of you now.
Does Ritu have like siblings that are fighters too?
Yeah, that was the 5. None of them have done MMA before, but there's 2 younger. And that's what I was saying earlier on. I was saying, I wonder if any of the other ones will ever come into the MMA world.
Oh, Ritu's controlling her really well on the ground.
Yeah.
This is her world.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, fair play. Well, she wasn't afraid to stand with B for a bit. But I think this is definitely what she needs to be doing if she wants to end up with a win.
She's got the Dagestani handcuffs.
That's the one thing is, though, I think Ritu, when you do look at her, she could maybe work on her jiu-jitsu a little bit more. It's very rare you have such a high-level wrestler, and we haven't seen that many fights on, but to not have a submission in her 5th fight yet is a bit odd.
Well,
she doesn't need to submit people. She's been absolutely braying them on the floor instead.
She just competes like Habib. She gets them down the ground and just ground and pounds them all, you know.
Man, she's pretty much controlling her on the ground. But B's doing a good job. Oh, back to the ground again.
This is how I expected it to go. So
yeah.
What if she survives the first round and then comes back in the second round with a flying knee knockout?
Have we seen Ritu go beyond half of a second round? I don't think so.
She went to a decision in her second fight and won.
She went what?
She was
decision. Okay.
Yeah, but she was on top for the whole of that fight. It's not like she was really tested much.
What she needs to do is, since she's gonna go to the ground, just keep it to the ground, and then start working those elbows, man, and cut people with them things.
She'd beat Rika inside a couple of minutes.
Yeah, of course. Once you get the takedown, it's over.
They would never match her with Rika.
No.
Rika lost to Sinisa.
I was just pulling your yarn.
You little rascal.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think it makes sense because Rika's got a bit fighting ability aside. She's got a bit of name value, so they could build that fight.
She's lost 3 in a row.
Oh.
Damn, she's.
Well,
The other thing as well is,
although ragdolling her, man. If
losing Ritu in the Grand Prix would have an effect in India, but B has a lot of name values. I mean, who else in ONE is Ariel Helwani interviewing? She's got a bit of a name in America, which obviously is a big target of ONE. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if B won and went into the Grand Prix. Does
Ritu Phogat have that big of a following in India? Because I was speaking to some Indian guys on Twitter the other day, and they sent me like 10 boxers from India who all have like 5 million plus Twitter followers. And it was like, oh, that's like real numbers.
Yeah, I've heard that. On one hand, I've heard how big the family film is, Dangal, and how she's the most famous family in India, apparently. But then, like you say, there were other athletes with a lot bigger following than her. So
Dangal set all the records, not in India, in China.
In China, yeah.
It was in China. It made all its money, yeah.
Was it big? It must have been big in India, though, was it?
Yeah, but it's still the biggest ever foreign movie in China. Like, bigger than Avengers.
Biggest. Really? Still bigger than Avengers? It must have been taken over by that, surely.
It might have.
I'm sure
but at the time, it was the biggest ever. It was Wolf Warrior 2 and the Avengers. And Dangal, they were the biggest foreign movies ever, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, his sister, Geeta, has got nearly 800,000 followers on Instagram. And she's one of the 2 older ones that have had a lot of success, I think.
Yeah.
Who?
And
the Phogat?
Ritu. Yeah, so I think it's Geeta and
Ritu only
Babita.
has 306K, right? She only has 306K followers. You would think she would have like 36 million followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's interesting. I don't know. I don't think MMA is that big in India, to be honest with you.
No, certainly not.
I don't think it is.
Because I was in India, you know what I mean? And
with Gary.
Yeah, with Gary, of course.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but I just think they look at potential. They think 1 billion people, they're huge into their wrestling. The Phogats are obviously fairly big names. They're obviously looking on the positive side and thinking there's potential there.
I mean, if you do look at like Mary Kom, who won the gold medal in 2012 in the boxing, her Twitter's, I think, 1.4 million. While Ritu's is 160K, so it's hard to judge. But it's also hard to judge in a country where not everyone has an internet connection.
She's standing with her again. But she's kind of getting lit up a little bit right now.
Oh, she got tapped there. I think I might be ahead of you. Oh, and again. Oh, I'm enjoying being ahead of the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh,
you're miles ahead of me.
B looks
see, that's the
pretty chilled on the ground.
She's gonna lose the fight if she continues doing this. You gotta get up.
What time are you on the stream?
3:50.
Yeah, 3:45 now.
I'll tell you what, I'll go back 10 seconds and I'll be at the those here.
Thank you.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
gentleman.
just want to watch the finish again.
Remember, I was doing fake finishes throughout the last stream.
Yeah. That was fun.
Well, I didn't mind the fake commentating. It was the genuine commentating that was doing my head in. I permanently knew what was coming up, or was confused.
Oh, my stream died there.
Which is easily done.
Fake news
you guys-
Jennings, as they
Yes.
call him.
Fake news.
Have you guys been to India?
Never.
Never. I'd,
No.
I'd recommend going there at least one time.
Yeah,
I definitely want to go there at least
Oh,
once.
yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one thing. I'm not going to comment on what is huge, how big in MMA is in India, because I've not been and I just don't know. One thing I do know is huge is cricket, and I know she's not. Like, when they talk about MMA being huge, I know for a fact that it's not even on the same planet.
It's cricket now.
I'll tell you one thing, guys. Hopefully, we can all go to India together to watch some MMA, and hopefully, we can do it on Asian Persuasion's checkbook. And you know what, guys? How are we going to do that? Guys, go into Asian Persuasion MMA, follow Leon on Twitter, on Instagram, man. This is one of the best guys for all your Asian MMA needs. He's going to be the king of Indian MMA. Give it a year or two. That's it. Get us on those checkbooks, guys. Let Asian Persuasion pay for the Learjet. Let it pay for the G6. I want to go to a 5-star hotel with John Yonko and Gary Mangat.
Yeah, exactly. Get Gary on the trip too.
Yeah.
You know.
When you told that story earlier, John, I was just thinking of you shirtless working out, and Gary walking in and him shirtless, and you going, "You gym? I gym, bro. We gym together."
I think you're taking this stream in a direction that Leon was concerned about before.
Man, dude, this is like, if it goes to decision even right now, I think Phogat got this.
I mean, she's getting a lot of decent ground and pound going on here as well, some like clean shots. So it's not just like picking stuff.
She's been taken a few times on the feet, but she's dominated most of the
on the
fight.
knees as well.
It's like ragdolling.
Yeah.
Domination. Look at that.
So far, would you say if this was the UFC, would this round be going towards a 10-8 possibly, wouldn't it?
No. It's not that far.
Nah. Come on, Chris. Don't jump out the
B,
window.
B
that
looks
fast.
good on the feet as well before it went down to the ground.
Man, I was just trying to help you guys write some good articles later when B hopefully wins for my pick, because you can be like, yeah, she would have been losing 10-8. I
told you.
guys up.
I told she's gonna win by flying knee. Knockout.
Flying knee?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the last second.
Yeah.
If she wins, you got to think it's a knockout,
buzzer.
right?
It's at the buzzer.
Well, she's going to have to.
It's
Unless
she like, and she's knocked out at that point.
Unless she,
the judges?
unless Ritu does nothing in the third round, has to knock her out.
Oh,
Whoa.
the heck kick.
Oh.
Tell you what, though.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
She's rocked right now.
Oh!
Yeah.
She looks
She's got
tired
no
as
chin.
well.
I think she's like
She's
tired.
She's just getting a head.
Oh my God. Where's
gassing.
that screech? Because she was saved by the bell?
Oh
to
my
be fair,
God.
you will get.
We
You
got
will start
Zach
to get
Morris
tired
over
quickly
here.
if you get rocked.
Oh, she cracked her, dude. Like she was rocked. Oh,
Tell you what as well.
the knee.
Considering B has spent maybe 6-7 minutes of this fight on the bottom, getting beaten on, like she's looked pretty good when she got back to her feet there.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
Third round. I'm telling you, third round finish by B right now.
This, like we said before, this
Is that what you
the
predicted
perfect
before?
test.
Yeah, John.
Actually, so this is the perfect test for Ritu in her MMA career right now.
Ritu's gassed. Look at her. She's gassed. She gassed herself.
To be fair, getting hit that hard as well will take a lot out of you as well. Like that is going to help her to get more tired.
No fans, helping getting a little bit of adrenaline going, and maybe a second wind as well.
Hey, you know Glenn Sparv? You guys know Glenn Sparv?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Sparv just tweeted out a video, and it says on the video, it says it's nice to tune into some into regional promotions on a Saturday night, and it pans to the TV, and he's watching ONE Championship.
Well, he must follow Lauren Mack on Twitter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn's funny.
Oh man,
All
I just
right.
looked at my picture on the live chat, man. I've really caught the sun. I look a little
You have,
bit red.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're red.
You look like Donald. You look like Donald Trump right now.
Oh,
Whoa.
It's orange.
Rita needs to get this back down sharpish because she's got nothing
Yeah.
to be on the feet here.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna knockouts coming. Oh, she almost lost her shirt.
Oh shit.
We don't want to see that, man.
Oh,
correct. Oh wow.
Oh man.
dude. Head kick.
Oh.
Oh,
No, she's gonna
Eat
wouldn't be
the
surprised if
shin.
she gets it.
come on, B.
Oh, dude. She's not going to the ground. I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a knockout.
Ritu
She's going.
chasing
Now
it.
she's going.
Oh.
I think she's gassed though. I don't think she's gonna be able to take her down.
This is vital. Whether she
Good fight though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna have to. They're gonna have to separate them, man. If she doesn't actually go for the
Yeah.
takedown, you can't just sit there and shit. Oh, she's spun out. Nope. Got the doubles.
Chris, the one criteria is damage, right? No, the most of all.
Yeah.
No, almost
Has
finished.
B done
almost
more
finished is one,
damage?
Close finish is number one. Yeah.
Close finish is one,
number
damage is two.
No,
Have we had a close finish?
No.
No.
Damn.
Has B done more damage?
I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
you can maybe say so.
Man, she can't get her down.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna gas right here.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
B can get
yeah.
free, then
B's gonna
Ritu's
get
going to be
free.
in trouble.
Oh, nice knee. Very nice knee by
Oh.
B.
Oh, elbows.
Oh, man, maybe cuts. Maybe
Elbows.
cuts. I want to see
This
some
is not-
carrot.
Elbows.
She can't take
Oh
her,
my
she can't
god.
get her down. Oh, there you
This
go.
is that
Get out of there.
desperate
Ritu's
wrestler
going for
hanging
the
on to the
single.
single.
Get out of there. Come on. Oh, there you go. Flying
Oh,
knee. Come
dear
on.
me.
You loving this
Flying
flying
knee.
knee?
Come on. Flying knee down the
Well,
middle. Look at Ritu. She looked like she's like at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like rough. You know, one of those rough nights.
Oh,
You get,
the
bro?
head kick.
Look at her. She looks tired. Oh.
Oh,
She can't even
Come on.
punch.
knock
She's
her
not
out,
even
B.
punching.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
another
not
head
gonna
kick.
look- This is
Come
not
on,
going to
you
look good for the judges,
gotta
is
throw
it?
some
Oh
punches.
no, she's doing nothing. Ritu's
No,
just taking
this
it, man.
is terrible.
She's backing off.
B, you gotta go in there. Flying knee.
Let's
Come
come
on.
forward again now.
I've seen people with better gas tanks at regional shows.
Yes. Oh,
This is
come on,
no
B.
good.
Get in there. I got extra $3,000 on a finish. Oh, head kick.
Oh,
Come on, B. You got 70 seconds.
jeez.
Listen to me. Flying knee. Oh,
Just-
she's cracking her though.
What's going to reach his hair?
Yeah.
If you're a female, one of your priorities going to the fight is to guarantee your hair is not going to be getting
Yeah.
on your goat during the fight.
Yeah,
Getting it right.
you gotta get Leon's haircut.
Tell
You're
that to
right.
Clay Queen.
Number Eunice.
I don't think you can call that a haircut, John.
Huh?
Leon's hair. I don't think you can call that.
Oh, they headbutt. There was
Oh.
a double headbutt right there.
Oh,
Come on, B. 26 seconds. Oh, the knee.
Oh,
Kill her.
oh,
Oh, there you go. Come on.
shit.
15 seconds. Oh, the knee.
whoa.
Oh, wow.
Guillotine choke. Come on. Come on,
Oh,
B. Oh, she got the takedown, but it's too late.
Yeah, but
too late.
yeah,
Yeah.
B
too
won.
late.
B won because it was pretty, even until that point right there, the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turned it around, dude. That was a
I
great
think
performance.
Ritu can barely get up.
Just fight.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good
Wow,
performance.
B. Come on, put the hands in the air. Show the judges you won.
Yeah, good fight.
But fine she
To be
did,
honest,
because against Gian Radzuin, as competitive as it was, I thought Gian definitely won that fight.
Yeah,
And
sure.
she celebrated afterwards like she'd won it. B.
I think she
She's not celebrating this one.
was hopeful that time.
I think that was more hopeful. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised she hasn't celebrated this time, because you do, don't you? Try maybe
Does she have to? Ritu can't even get up. Like,
mind games with the.
I mean,
with the
my problem
judges.
is Ritu was fantastic with the takedowns, but she did nothing with them.
She gave
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Rich
She
Franklin
gave up.
thinks Rita's won.
She needs to go and speak to John Fitch and find out what you do when you're actually down on the ground.
Lay and pray.
Yeah.
No, but on the ground, she did damage though while they were on the ground. But
Yeah.
B was doing damage on the feet. But that third round, dude, I think that locked it up for B.
We went into the third round saying that B needed a finish. And although she dominated the third round, she didn't get the finish. So
I think that's good.
I wouldn't want to be judging this fight. I wouldn't want to judge any fight, to be honest.
You can see how nervous B looks now because I mean she's especially the way she perceives it. She's been stiffed on the cards a couple of times now. So
It's a split decision.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, B won. Look at Ritu.
Oh
pissed.
shit!
Yes.
Yes.
B is loving it.
yeah, fair, well done to her.
Come on, can we have some respect, some honor, some valor?
Ritu
I
looks
can't even
stunned.
believe it. See, I told you, Ariel Hawani show.
This just shows.
Oh, so they
how,
just said she's eliminated from the Grand Prix.
Oh, they said?
She's eliminated from the Grand Prix.
Oh,
Dude,
Jesus.
she's pissed, dude. Look at her.
Well, she
taxi
should
for
have.
me too.
She should have not got beaten up for 5 minutes in the third round.
That's
then, really,
it.
shouldn't
She accepted a fight. She accepted the risk, and then she thought a fight was very, very close.
I'm gonna take these quotes, guys. So I'll pop back in a minute.
Can you tell us what she says after?
He doesn't care.
I still think it's weird that they're interviewing the losers first.
Yeah, I don't like it, man.
I like it. I think if the loser doesn't mind, speak to them. Why not?
I
wanna
think,
hear
they
what
should do it.
Yeah.
I think they should do it backstage. I don't think they should do it in the cage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Why not? I think they should give them the choice. I think if they're happy to, let them speak. I bet she wants to speak to them. I bet she wants to speak and say, "What the hell happened there? I won that fight."
Hey, Michael, you've had a few fights before.
Mhm.
You've had to make weight. Do you have any friends who make the same weight as you?
It's me.
Yeah.
Mate, I fought at a pretty low level, so like I fought
No,
a
but
different
I
way
was
every time I
thinking-
fought.
Yeah, but I was just thinking it'd be quite interesting to get you and someone similar body shape, similar weight, and one of you do a normal weight cut and one of you do a weight cut under ONE Championship rules and see what the difference is.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, I've never cut like water weight
A lot.
or anything like
Yeah.
that. I've always just got down from
You just
like,
got fit.
yeah.
Yeah, got
Like,
fit.
I
and
mean,
lost fat.
if I could, like, I mean, I don't even know how low I could have gone.
Mhm.
But I mean, bloody hell, I've seen some of the guys in my gym cut water weight, and it's been absolutely brutal. Like one of the guys I remember, I think it was the day before the weigh-in, and our coach Craig. It was the summer. He put him in like a sweatsuit and a hoodie out in front of the gym, and got him to start skipping. And he was just like, right, I'll be back. Keep skipping until I come back. He went away, fitted the kitchen, and then came back like 5 hours later. The other thing I did from the same Craig, my coach, he once went for a fight down in London and was struggling to make the weight. And he went down with his dad and his other cornerman in the car. They stuck the heating on in the car all the way up. So like his dad and his other cornerman were hated the journey. And Craig was just sitting there wrapped in a hoodie, chewing gum and spitting into a bucket just to like kind of get all the moisture out of his body. He said it was the worst cut he's ever had. And I think he lost the fight as well. So it's pure good.
Yeah, she's officially in the Grand Prix. Seems
You
like.
see, I told you, Leon.
Oh,
You know what that means?
oh,
India just got relegated. They're no longer in the Grand Prix.
Vietnam, my Vietnam peoples.
Vietnam has been
Yeah.
promoted. Oh my God. Oh my days.
John, what do you mean? I didn't say anything. I didn't say she wouldn't be in the Grand Prix.
You said
What
she-
did Ritu say?
What did
Let me
Ritu
read
say?
these Ritu quotes for you.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I thought I won, but I respect the decision. And congratulations to B. Next time I will push more. I'll go work hard more and all the rest. For the next match, I gave my 110%, but I don't know. She just seemed pretty stunned, to be honest. Didn't really
Yeah.
know what was
Do you
going on.
want to translate that into street talk? What she said is, no more ban me, not bread every day.
I thought you see a wrestler of gas fighting a striker.
Yeah,
especially
yeah, strange.
on top most of the time.
Yeah.
And what did B say?
B said, I feel great. I was nervous because we all know I haven't had good luck with the decisions. And wow, I was really happy. I'm laughing because the last 3 fights I've interviewed, people were asking me when I'm going to retire. But I kill people in the gym. I know where I can be. I just need to fight smart. Tonight I stayed composed. She's a great competitor, but I just feel I did more damage. I feel like I belong at the top, and I'm glad I finally get a chance to prove it.
I mean,
Well, let's be honest. She got absolutely jobbed against Antonia, but she definitely lost against Stump and Radzawan.
She's fighting Meng Bo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
This is
my
me.
God. That
This
is
is B's best win.
it is,
Oh,
but
great,
man,
yeah.
Meng Bo, man, that's gonna be a interesting
I
fight.
don't fancy your chances against Meng Bo,
Well,
to be honest.
They're both strikers, and we've seen what Meng Bo can do.
One
Well,
thing
Ming
I'll
Bo's
just
probably
say is that I would just say watch this space on confirmation of the Grand Prix.
Okay.
Oh, Michael's in the know.
ITK MO in the know.
Well, Dom insinuated that a bit as well. I thought as well, Dom let it out the bag a little bit. He went, well, if B wins, she isn't necessarily going to be in the Grand Prix. And I thought there he maybe gave away a little bit too much.
You know
Well,
what I
part
want
of
to
the-
say?
But they
I
just
wanna
put it on
see
the
them-
broadcast, right?
Scrap the Grand Prix bracket, get some balls, put them in a hat, old school FA Cup draw. That's what I want to see.
I think
Yeah,
for MMA,
The other thing
And if
as
it's
well
a
is,
draw, they have a replay.
the other thing as well is B may the next day wake up, sprained ankle or a broken bone somewhere in a hand or something. You know, she might rule herself out medically. So we don't know. One have said, actually, we changed our minds. You're not going to be in it. I don't think that'd be that cruel. I reckon she won't be fit to fight again in 4 weeks if that's the case.
What kind of narrative are you pushing, Leon?
What?
You're trying to say that she's gonna pull out? Come on, I don't think so.
no,
She's
like
already
but you
fought.
don't know. She might have like broken a foot or something on those head kicks or something.
But
you
that
don't
was
know.
this fight was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
Michael
but
just-
obviously they
Michael
haven't announced
just
this result.
insinuated that she might not be in the Grand Prix, Jonathan.
Oh, wow.
Hence my reaction.
Damn, you gotta call
Come
me
on,
the
John, pay
long
attention.
version.
You know
But,
you've been naughty when I say Jonathan.
Naughty.
Anyway,
I'm being naughty.
this
Don't
fight.
put
chaps,
another shrimp
coming
on
up-
the barbie.
I'm not Australian. John,
So,
we
Leon,
got to teach you the
what you're
difference between
saying
English
is-
and Australian.
So what
Yes.
you're saying, Leon, is B might have to pull out.
I'm just going off what Michael said. I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
The other,
Oh, B
the
might
other
have to
thing
pull out.
about the Grand Prix is that, I mean, I suppose they could bill B as from Vietnam, but one of the plans for the Grand Prix was to have eight different countries represented.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've already got Lisa
can't
Anderson in
guess
for
that.
America.
Well, they could say Vietnam. Yeah, you're right. Easy.
Yeah, they could, but
But
just wait and see, lads. And then
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of Michael's.
Yeah.
she might be in. She might not be in.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
I heard this dude's really
Hey, Michael, you have a
PK.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah, I use it for cat
thing
to
is-
put cat photos and books. But yes, this guy is ridiculous.
we'll try to read into things as well. Like, oh, Ritu's still on the YouTube thumbnail thing and all this. You can't read into that. That's someone in the comments and the preview said Ritu's definitely in it because she's still all over the. I went, that's not necessarily the case. we always try to second guess, but most of the time second guessing doesn't really get us anywhere. Especially when things are tight turnaround, there's always parts of the wheel moving. Is it parts of the wheel moving? Is that the saying? If I just made that up, that's saying.
Anyway, Tawan Chai. Yeah, he's phenomenal. Like he won the Sports Authority. Like he hasn't won like a Lumpini belt or anything like that, but he did win like Lumpini Fighter of the Year. And you know that, then they're not like giving away awards like that based on like kind of who will it look good to get this award. Like I think
he's only 22, isn't he?
He's a Thai fighter, of course. He's like super young. Like they get started. Like if he was any older, he'd be ancient.
He's like 8 years old.
21 years.
21.
Yeah,
he's 21 and 22.
No, he's 21 right now because he's the same age Sean Clancy was when he first started training Muay Thai.
I think he's.
I tell you, tough matchup for Sean Clancy. He fought Pong Siri in his one debut in the main event. I think Big Bang 2, I think. And now he's got Warren Chai.
They're saying that this guy is like the best Thai fighter right now.
Warren Chai.
Yeah, he's got a strong.
He's pretty good, but he's not.
He's not the best. I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's really, really, really good.
Yeah, he's one of the
like he's beaten Sangmani a couple of times. I think he beat Kulabdam 3 times in a row in when he won that his Lumpini Fighter of the Year award.
I'd even go as far to say he'd probably beat me.
And he's got but he's got a guy that I would expect to beat Clancy handily, but you're not going to find too many Western fighters more game than Sean Clancy. Like I've had access to like the once stats and his fight with
Pong Siri.
Who did he fight his last fight? Sean Clancy.
Pong Siri.
Yeah. Pong Siri. That's the one Super Series fight that had more strikes landed than any other in a 3-1 fight. Like they just battered each other.
That was a main event as well. Big Bang 2, I think.
Yeah.
Clancy's
But having said that, he can be as tough as he likes. I don't think he's going to beat Tawan Chai.
No.
So I would imagine it's going to be one of those fights where Tawan Chai just kicks him to death for 3 rounds and wins a clear decision.
This is the only fight on the card I'm confident someone's going to win, or I'm confident in particular backing someone. Although saying that he'll probably lose now.
Who? But Sean Clancy?
Tawan Chai. Yeah, I'm backing him. Every other fight, I've been sat on the fence. I edged Gary actually the first one, but second fight I was sat on the fence. Ritu, I guess I edged Ritu a bit, but I thought all the other fights were really intriguing. Main event intriguing.
I'm taking
Arjan. Generally, you can. Yeah, I think generally you can rely on absolutely elite Thai guy to beat white guy, no matter how good they are, with very few exceptions.
Jonathan Hackett is almost the exception. First Rod Tang fight?
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Is this at bantamweight, right?
Featherweight.
Featherweight. Or bantamweight. I don't know.
Bantamweight, yeah.
Man, Tawan Chai, I'd love to see him get in the kickboxing and fight Elias Sanachi. I think that would be a banger.
No, screw that. Have him fight Muay Thai. Muay Thai fighters should fight Muay Thai.
Yeah, against Nongo.
Nah, I think do both, man. Always do both.
A lot
and
of
Mahmoodi's flyweight as well, so.
There's something, I don't know, man, like just my trips to Thailand. I love it when you can go and watch a Thai fight a Dutch at either kickboxing or Muay Thai, and then 6 months later they run it back in the other one. I think there's something super special about it.
Clipped.
Oh,
there he
How
goes.
relaxed Tawan Chai look in there. He's so loose.
Especially with those small gloves too, man. He's fast. Look how fast his leg kicks are. Damn. Dang, he just landed a head kick.
Oh, God.
God.
Oh, those some nice elbows.
Oh,
Damn, he's getting eaten up right now.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, it's a slip.
it's not a slip if they make you slip.
Did Town try just laugh at John Clancy?
Dude, one of those head kicks are gonna get through though. It's gonna happen.
Oh,
If that left hand doesn't, knock him out first. Damn, those are some nice
my God.
elbows, dude. Oh, he cut him too.
Bust him out.
He cut him. Man,
Dear me.
he's getting just demolished right now.
That's the thing as well. He was piecing him up, looking so relaxed, and then that last 10 minutes, like you saw, he really like kind of committed to shots, and they just look horrendous.
it's
Dude, it's
serious
good.
claret there.
Dude is good.
Whoa! Oh, just clipped him on the chin.
I haven't seen many fighters look as relaxed and as loose as Tao and Chai. I think that's where a lot of the speed comes from. The looser you are,
He's loose as a goose.
more speed you get.
Yeah, I was talking with George from Tiger, and he was telling me like, dude, you need to watch this guy. Like he's probably the most exciting Thai fighter right now. Like
Tao
he's
and Chai.
really good. Yeah, he was saying like, because I didn't even know who this dude was. I didn't really even know who Sean Clancy was either. But he's like, you need to watch this because this dude is good. Like he's one of the best to watch right now.
To be fair,
He is right.
based on one, I know we've only got 3 minutes to go on, but he seems to have embraced what you want to see of Tiger coming in a world championship. Because there's some that do come in and just like sort of fight stadium style and just go body kick, body kick, body kick, and just like outclass the guys, like the Western guys they fight over a few rounds. But he seems to be like going for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
When Yotsin lost, when he got knocked out, didn't he get knocked out? Right?
He got knocked out by Yusupov, yeah.
Yeah, like that one was. I was shocked in that one. When Yotsin lost, I was shocked.
That was a shock. I mean, because like Sana that was a decision, and that was like a brutal war, and Sana had like the massive height advantage and all that sort of stuff. So it was a shock, but not as much of a shock of getting sparked out by a guy that most people had never heard of. And he's retired now.
Yeah.
Yotsin
Yeah. Again,
yeah.
but he looks like he's properly retired this time. He looks like he's enjoying his retirement. No.
Oh man.
Oh.
No,
You know what?
To come and
What is it? Taiwan Chai? I think he's young enough to where he could probably, if he started training MMA, he could make his like debut when he's like 25 and do pretty good, man. Look at this. Look at this.
25, like 25 is retirement age for a lot of times.
I know, but he go to MMA. I'm talking about like he could transition over to MMA. Because this striking is crazy, right? Imagine if he could get some good wrestling, defensive wrestling.
If you're this good at Muay Thai, though, you probably have to keep going.
Yeah, but more money. There's more money in
MMA.
MMA.
Can switch over.
Of course, man, because there's more money in MMA.
Not always. Not always.
I wonder how much difference it makes competing in one championship, though. You could be headlining. I mean, you could be headlining a card.
Yeah, from what I know in Thailand is the best thing you can do is be famous in Thailand, and the guys who make the most money are the guys who go on to commentate in Thailand because you get paid every week. You know what I mean?
he's just absolutely
Man, he just eating
taking
him
the
up.
piss out of him. Yeah.
Look, he.
It'd be
Is
nice
he even
for
mixed with a punch yet?
Constantly looks like someone just sprayed ketchup on his face.
Tawashai looks like he hasn't even broken a sweat as well.
No.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, man, he looks like he's got like he hasn't to shred any sweat. He looks like he's got a full face of makeup on. He looks chilled, doesn't he?
Like his hair's not even messed up. It's like just perfect.
Yeah, man.
And those
Oh.
downward elbows.
I'm wondering what other bantamweight
When would they
fights-
legalise 12 to 6 elbows in MMA? That's
Never.
a ridiculous rule, isn't it?
I mean, let's be honest. Like most elbows that are judged as 12 to 6 are not 12 to 6 because you can't. It's so hard to like bring it straight down. There's going to be some kind of arc. What are you doing? But they're not going to change it.
No, they don't need to.
I think it's one of the dumbest rules in MMA.
It's dumb as hell, but you know.
To be fair, if you're throwing it, I don't know what you're doing throwing a 12 to 6 elbow anyway. Like there must be more.
If you're on the
effective
ground, though, it's
ways
different,
to
isn't it?
throw
If you've got someone directly underneath you in MMA,
Well, if you do the 12 to 6 elbow on the spine, then yeah, it's effective.
well, you can't do any elbow on the spine, though, can you?
Of course you can't, but still, it would be effective. I'm saying, in a
Of
street fight.
course. Yeah, Leon. Leon, thinking the words of Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies.
Oh! Over! Sleep.
Oh,
He
Oh,
went to
Jesus.
I don't know if he
fuck
slept.
me.
he went to sleep, dude.
God.
That was a sick head kick.
Well,
He's up.
I want to see him
damn.
fight anyone.
Yeah.
Like, let him fight Nongo.
How good would that be?
But that's the thing, though. Like, he's fought so many of the like guys on House already. Like, he's fought Sangmani and Kulab multiple times. Like, you don't need to see those fights.
It'd be nice seeing him one. Because
Look at that. Oh god, yeah, he's knocked out. Look at him.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, you know what
That
it is
was-
as well? On Fanatics, I picked a decision, so I guess I got no money for that, right?
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I think me too. I think I went for a decision.
Can we move that prawn message? It's been there for about 2 hours.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm just letting you know it's prawns.
What's prawns?
Prawn,
It's not
shrimp, same
shrimp.
thing.
Prawns.
No. Damn, I'm perfect tonight.
John, you're always perfect in my eyes.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
I got Arjan Bhullar winning, so do you think I'm gonna be perfect the whole
Maybe.
night?
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
I do.
Double down.
Now I'm gonna
Arjan Bhullar?
I'm gonna switch back to Vera.
Arjan Bhullar by submission, I reckon.
But you know what though? Brandon Vera was at Stanford MMA training, so
Mhm.
that could be a huge difference.
I think that's going to be a big difference, actually.
Oh,
What are you trying to say about Brandon Vera's previous camps, Leon?
And I was going what Nick said the other day about how he struggled his first day in the gym,
Yeah.
keeping up with everyone.
Who?
Okay. So from that, you're gathering, Leon, that his previous camps were not very good, Leon.
I didn't want to name it. I didn't name any names or anything like that. I'm just going on what Nick said. That the thing is, though, when was the last time he was actually at Alliance? Because I think that's his main. But then he's also got his own gym in the.
Yeah.
I think he's got a. Is it an Alliance in Manila?
Has he got one in Guam as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I think he's got.
Alliance in Manila then?
No.
Plus, he's had a baby, so he might not have been training as hard, obviously, and then gone back in.
He's with the Alliance in US the whole time, John.
He may have struggled in the first day of any day starting at a new gym, having had a baby and COVID and everything.
Don't try to make excuses for him, Leon. Come on.
I just try and look on both sides.
We only want you to look at your side, okay?
I just into it. I don't know which way this main event's going to go.
You know, because someone told you.
I don't know. I've got no idea.
Me either. I'm just picking Bhullar.
The first few events, I wanted to know the results as soon as possible. Now I don't want to know the results. I'd rather just wait and enjoy the fights more rather than knowing.
I think Arjan's gonna get clipped, but he's gonna survive. And then once he survives, then he takes over. I think that's what's gonna happen. Brendan always clips everybody.
Vera, I think he weighed in quite a bit more. He's going to be bigger.
You know what's interesting is that tonight, if you look at his corner, Vera's corner, you got Henry Hoof, and then tomorrow morning you're gonna wake up and watch the UFC, and in that main event, Henry Hoof will be in the corner of Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
So if Vera wins tonight, then you gotta pick Chandler tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I was gonna say, Leon. Yeah, apparently he was training out of Alliance in Philippines as well.
Yeah.
No, there is no alliance in Philippines. Because I talked to Mark Strigo about it, and he was supposed to. Him and Brendan were supposed to open the alliance in the Philippines, right? But then the COVID happened, and it was just like it was never actually a place. It was just like an idea, you know what I mean? And they were gonna do it, but COVID happened, stopped everything. So
I don't know, man. They seem to got a pretty legit website. They have an address.
I think
they
I
have a
did
phone
hear
number and an email.
It was planned, but yeah, I think John's right. I don't think it didn't happen.
Yeah, but the gym is there.
It says there's a gym that's there. They have a website. It's got a big picture of Brandon Vera. It's in Quezon City in Manila. Their website looks very, very legit. Yeah.
Well, I've never seen anybody train there.
What is the thing that Arjan Bhullar carries on his shoulder? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
It was given to him by some pro wrestler who I think was big in Japan. I don't think he was like in the WWF or anything like that.
Okay.
Oh, then I don't want to know about him.
Oh, I thought you'd be down as more of a WCW, ECW guy, John.
WWC or WCW.
See if I can find out for you.
WWY Tim is back.
Man, this card is gonna be over. Like it's like early still.
Yeah, I said to Nick yesterday, 2.5 hours. He was like, "It'll probably go 3." It's going to do 2.5 hours, man. This is the perfect Saturday night because I've enjoyed it. I've had half my Indian. I'll go back to it, have it, and then I'll go out for a nice cheeky drink with my girlfriend. She's just nodding at me like, no drinks.
That's what you want. It's absolutely exhausting going to an MMA event that lasts like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid what it must be like if you go to like a Dynamite show in Japan or something like that. They would like go on all day.
No, the worst is when you go to just like a local show and it's like 10 fights and you're just there and it's like
10 fights?
Yeah.
Only 10? Mate, local shows over here, you got 25 fights and 24 of them end by rear naked choke in the first round.
What was going on with that promotion in the UK where they were having the same guy dress up and change his name and fight?
Yeah.
I don't know if they changed his name. I haven't seen any literature. If they did, it was probably like they just forgot to change his name. It's like a mate of mine, Jay Furness, who's a former pro fighter and teaches in Leeds. It happens all the time. Like they probably had a guy pull out, or more likely just didn't turn up, and they just said to this guy, "Do you want to fight again? We'll give you another couple $100,000," and he would have gone, "Yeah, all right."
That's awesome.
And then
like
not necessarily taking a dive, but got hit hard a couple of times and thought, screw this, I'm not sticking around for this, covered up, and then he got his money. Nothing sinister, you know what I mean? It's probably no worse than what happens like on any other fight card in like a regional level. It's probably something it doesn't look good, but you know what I mean? People in boxing and MMA, any fight promotion, probably just turn up and don't try very hard, like journeyman, you know what I mean? They turn up, get chinned in 20 seconds. What you can like wipe their records as well.
Yeah.
He's wearing
Although again, I don't know the full story. They might have been doing some shady shit, and in that case, that's not really on, is it?
I wonder if the whole lockdown situation in Singapore will have an effect on Empower in 2 weeks.
What lockdown situation?
Singapore's gone on a massive strict lockdown
Why?
because they're another.
You went over there?
No, because they're 4 of the 5 countries that had the most vaccines done, i.e. Singapore, have had a massive spike in cases.
Oh, really?
I don't think that's right. I don't think that in the top 4 or 5 countries they've done the most vaccines.
They're in the top
They're
5
at
countries,
19%, right?
percentage-wise, for having the most vaccinations done.
Okay.
They were vaccinating aggressively.
No, there's no way because it's got to be UK. I know is above that. US is above that. Israel is above that. United Arab Emirates. Is above that.
Seychelles is 1. Israel's 2.
UK, US have more than Singapore. Singapore's 19%. UK's at like 50%. Yeah, 100%. No, you're wrong there, Leon.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe
you are wrong. I know you're wrong.
It's one of the most vaccinated countries on the planet, though.
No, it's one of the most vaccinated countries in Asia at 19%, but it still lags behind most of Western Europe, I believe. I'm just on Bloomberg statistics right now. Bloomberg is saying they're ranked 24th in the world.
Well, considering there's hundreds of countries.
Leon, you like, I don't understand. Are you against vaccines?
Yeah. I'm not against vaccines in general.
Okay.
I'm against this vaccine that has been under-approved, hasn't been fully tested.
Okay.
Leon, my mum asked a question for you. She said, when you get on your flight to Bali, are you going to wear a mask?
I've got to.
We haven't got to, man. You've got your human rights, man.
I imagine I have to. Well, people
power to the people, man. Kumbaya.
Well,
I'm gonna put a stop on all chat. Let's not get into this. No one gives a shit in the comments. To talk about the fight. Come on. I'm sick of it. Every week you guys descend into virus mask chat. Yeah, come on. Let's just don't get me demonetized, you know.
Okay, let me just say this, and we'll move on. Okay, Leon is just too invested in knowing about all this shit, but really he's against it. I don't understand because I don't even care about it, and I don't know nothing. Everything I know is basically what Leon tells me. I have no idea. Like even in my country,
research, and some of us give a monkeys about what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I don't care about what's going on in the world. I care about what's going on near me. You know what I mean? Like, I care about what's going on in the MMA. You know what I mean?
The only thing that me and John care about is what's going down in the octagon, what's going down in the ONE Championship circle, what's going down in the ring. Exactly.
That was anticlimactic.
Sorry, I was thinking John was going to jump in with a bit more trust.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my fault.
The hoe and the throw is not quite what it used to be.
No, the hoe is, you know.
And I don't like being lied to either. I don't want to be bullied into making decisions either.
Do you think that this is going to make a difference? Because the level of competition Brandon Vera has been fighting, right? Let's be honest. Not the best 100%. Level, right? Not the highest level. And he's not very active. And man, I just
for 18 months.
Yeah.
You saw what happened against Ong La. That was the best fighter he'd fought in one. And
exactly, and that was look at him. He's serious.
But I mean, if there was a criticism of Vera, in the UFC, he always struggled when big, strong guys bullied him around. Because although he's a big guy now, and bloody hell, he's like much bigger than he was even as a heavyweight in the UFC. He's not a natural massive heavyweight in the way that like a Stipe Miocic or a Fabricio Verdum or anyone. Like the fact that he could make light heavyweight, like Arjan Bhullar's never making light heavyweight.
No.
So I think that like would probably count in Bhullar's favor as well. If he can get on top of him and start beating on him, then I think
Vera weighed in 10 kilograms, 5 kilograms more.
More than he usually does, or than
Bhullar.
More than
weighed-
Bhullar?
but, like-
He weighed more than Bhullar?
5 kilograms more than Bhullar, yeah.
Damn, that throws a monkey in Michael Owens' theory right there.
No, but it's like it's not like Frank Mir sometimes weighed in at 265 pounds, but he was always at his best when he was like 240. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily great to pack on loads and loads more size. It's going to make you slower and all that sort
Look
of
at
stuff.
John Jones. Did you see a picture of him the other day? He looks fat. He looks like he's going to lose his speed.
Don't be body shaming John Jones, Leon. Come on.
I'm not body shaming.
be-
I'm talking from a sports point of view, an athleticism point of view. He doesn't look like he's going to carry the same speed. Well, obviously, right in the heavyweight division, he's purely just going for strength. He said he wants to weigh when he fights Ngannou. He said he wants to weigh more than Ngannou.
Yeah, fair play.
But I mean, if you look at like the most like skilled and for me like sort of frightening heavyweights that there's ever been, like you look at like Prime Fedor and Cain Velasquez were about 235, so they had all that speed with the weight behind them as well.
As well, 225, 230 generally.
Like even Nogueira at his best. Again, when Nogueira tried to make up for the deficiencies in his first fight with Fedor, he tried to like pack loads of weight on, and that made him suffer as a fighter. It was the same with Mir. Once he got obsessed with beating Brock, he just like put loads and loads and loads of size on, and that didn't no good for him because he just couldn't move around as well. But I don't think it's going to be a case of size in this one anyway. I think Bhullar's tough. He'll have better cardio, and I think if he can make it through Vera's big shots in the first round, he's going to absolutely kill him in the clinch.
Yeah. It's so tough to say because Bhullar, it's really hard to know because he hasn't really fought anyone good, if that's fair to say.
It is
I don't know, like
It is fair.
he's fought. Chirilli's no joke.
Oh, this is
43?
right?
Brandon versus 43?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Brandon Vera in one has only fought one decent guy, and Bhullar himself hasn't fought anyone good, really. Not
He
even
fought,
in the
he
UFC.
fought Mauro Cirilli as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
He
shocked.
beat him.
The guys he fought in the UFC were decent. Like they were like
Every single
top
guy
10
who we
guys.
beat in the UFC has been cut now, right?
Cool.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Bhullar-
Yeah, every
Bhullar-
single guy Arjan Bhullar fought in the UFC has been
He go
cut
4-2 in the UFC.
4-1.
I only lost once.
now. Yeah. But everyone
Maybe
he
I'm
beat
being too
got cut.
Maybe I'm being too kind saying decent.
Yeah.
You remember Brandon
Yeah.
Vera was the first guy in the UFC where he was saying that he was going to be a double champ. Do you guys remember that? He was the first one. He was the first one. He was the one that was saying that he's going to be a light heavyweight champ and he's going to go up and be the heavyweight champ.
He was gonna
He was
drop
saying
down
that
and
in
beat
interviews.
Chuck Liddell.
Most fighters wait till they've won at least one belt before they say that.
Yeah, but
Well, I
that's
think that
Brandon
was just
Vera was
after he-
very known for that.
Well, I think it was just after he'd absolutely killed. Speaking of Frank Mir, it was after he murdered Frank Mir, or maybe it was after the Justin Islands fight or something. Either way, he was crushing guys with first round knockouts all the time.
He was pretty confident when he went into the John Jones fight.
Everybody's confident when they go into John Jones fight, but it doesn't work
Well,
out too well.
in that he just after for the John Jones fight, he just beaten Randy Couture. I was there for that fight, which was one of the bit I didn't really know what to do there because like everybody in that building wanted to cheer for Randy Couture, but everyone also just watched him lose to Brandon Vera, and then the decision got the decision got read out, and everyone was just like, "Oh, but yay, Randy! What a legend!"
Yeah. I just checked the 4 fighters that Arjan Bhullar fought in the UFC. None of them have won in the UFC since fighting Arjan Bhullar.
Oh, well, there you go.
Put a
Man.
spell on him
Yeah.
with his thing.
Vera's
Even though
definitely
you beat him, just lost every fight since. But it's a tough fight to call, man.
It is.
I'm going to give a very slight edge to Bhullar.
Man, I mean, look, whoever wins, if it's Bhullar, it's absolutely fantastic to be only one championship, second ever heavyweight champion. Will always have its place.
And what a night to do it! To not only become India's first ever MMA world champion, but to do it on a
Dangal.
Indian themed card.
I don't think anyone really cares about that.
Yeah, they just made it that way.
Yeah, it would be different. It would be different if it was like in India.
That's
Yeah.
why
Bloody
I'm
hell.
picking Bhullar. You know why? Because they made it whole Indian themed. I don't think they're gonna make it an Indian themed unless they know that India's gonna come out on top.
Well,
I think they
Right.
did it before.
the card was all planned, all that kind of thing before.
No,
The fight happened.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
This announced it, I think, was if some COVID issue had happened with them, they couldn't have done this card.
Man,
So I
Vera.
think that's what. He came
Vera's
out pretty
not really-
hard. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up this pace of 5 rounds.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh, nice left hand by
Oh.
Bhullar.
oh. I'm just gonna make noises here, guys.
Yeah. That's all.
Noticed.
I'm doing the Joe Rogan. Ow!
To be fair, it's like me during that Reggie and Earsel fight. It was just every 5 seconds going, oh.
Drink my San Miguel Light in peace. I'm going for Vera because I got my Filipino beer here.
Fair play.
San Miguel's Filipino.
Yeah.
San Miguel Light. Yeah, there's 2 types, right? There's the Spanish one and the Filipino one.
I'll tell you
I'm
what,
not
though.
sure it's-
Nick,
Oh,
I wouldn't be admitting that I was drinking light beer. That was
gotta watch the figure, Michael Owens.
I don't know.
Not all of us are blessed
Do
with that.
some
bod.
push-ups afterwards or something. Light beer, man.
I like the taste, and it's low carb, low calorie. Oh, good job there.
Yeah. Well, trust me, I was on the beach with Nick today, and in his tighty whities, he had all the girls going over to him. They were all over his body, so San Miguel Light is paying itself off.
Was he wearing budgie smugglers?
I was not-
just tighty whities.
I had a vest on. I had shorts as well as boxer shorts. I was fully clothed. I didn't even go in the sea.
This is like I don't know. No one's really like connected that hard or anything. They're just like shaking at each other.
I
Lots
think
of
that's
feints.
definitely a good thing for Bhullar. Because,
Of
like I said, I
course.
think as the longer this goes,
think Bhullar is just expending so much energy?
Is he?
Is he?
Nah.
He's being more aggressive. I
Oh.
wouldn't say.
Vera just
He's
seems
crazy.
a little tense though, doesn't he?
yeah.
A little bit.
He seems tense.
I
Who's
think
there
about,
with
like,
Vera?
Oh, that takedown was too easy.
Oh, wow.
That was
I'm
just
surprised
too
at that.
easy. But you know what though? Vera has jiu-jitsu. Uh-oh, look, he got his like
He's got
plumber's
he's
crack.
got
Plumber's crack.
wrestling as well. Like his background is wrestling.
yeah.
He's just like pulling the shorts like it ain't nothing.
Give him a wedgie.
Oh, now it's different.
Mm.
That's proper pro tactics. That like pulling the shorts. Czech Congo
Did you not
tactics.
get an advanced position?
What?
Bhullar, is
Well,
he not
Vera's got his
advanced?
arm, so he's going to have a job at
yeah.
position from there.
I totally forgot. I have like, you know how many interviews I have that I still haven't uploaded? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 interviews that I did, and I still haven't edited and uploaded them yet.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple.
Not for Dangal, I hope.
No, not for Dangal. Is it Dangal or Dangal? Which one is
I
it?
don't know.
Okay.
doesn't
My
it?
pronunciation is not good.
I was like, Dongo. Is that better?
I don't know.
Dongo. Yo,
Dang-
chippy,
I'm calling
chop,
it-
chop.
I'm
Your
calling it
Indian accent's better
Dangal.
than your English accent.
Yeah.
Tea and
little bit.
crumpets. Sherlock.
You do the same one for Australia and England. So I think something's going wrong there.
I know. I never said I was good with accents.
I'm with you there. My accents are terrible.
Cheerio, cheerio. Tally-ho.
Apart
Is
from
that
the-
No
British?
one talks like that.
I would love John to come to Newcastle or even go to
Oh God,
Liverpool.
no!
What the hell
Don't
is going on?
confuse him. Yeah.
No, I watch Peaky
Um,
Blinders, man. That's one of my favorite shows ever.
That's
My
Birmingham.
brother's married to a Geordie.
That's down south, mate. That's the posh parts of the UK.
Well, it's Birmingham posh.
Birmingham.
First of all, it's the Midlands.
I've been to Solihull, mate. It's all posh down there.
All right. End of the first round.
Who won the
I
first
guess-
round?
Bullar's done a
Bhullar
little bit
just
more,
about,
bit more
yeah.
aggressive.
Which is-
Yeah.
He got the takedown. He did some damage, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
He landed a few in the feet as
No,
well.
but
before
not
that.
loads.
Didn't do a lot. He done
Not loads.
probably.
Brandon kind of fell over there on the takedown.
Yeah, and also
That is-
like he grabbed the arm and they just sat in that position for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Bhullar was
I think
actually more
the-
effective on the feet than he was on the ground.
I think
I
if
think
he was
you're
scoring
right.
this round by round, that
Yeah, we're
isn't
scoring round
necessarily-
by round.
Yeah, but that isn't necessarily the best round for him if you're scoring it round by round. If he's scoring it for the full fight, that's a great round for Bhullar because he's not really taking any damage and he's wearing Vera out. So I think he'll be able. If he carries on like that, he'll become more effective as the fight goes on.
I think Vera's okay though. I don't think he's too tired.
He looks
Yeah.
all right.
Look at him. Look at him.
He
He's
seemed a
swinging
little
now.
tense. Yeah, in the first
Yeah,
round.
he's just
See if
tense,
he
right?
loosens up.
He used
Maybe
a
he
lot
was-
of energy, tense.
Yeah.
And Tao and Chai, not only did he, I mean, you saw how energy efficient he was from where he was so loose.
Woof.
Oh.
Look at those Venom shorts.
Oh,
Those
look.
like the championship editions. You see those? With the
I
gold.
thought those gold shorts. He's not even a champion. Wouldn't be allowed in the UFC.
In one, can you can have your own brand, right? Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange. That Venom have got this deal and there's no sort of clause that stops, fighters and other promotions wearing them or anything.
No,
Yeah, I wondered if they would have any reaction to
they
the
don't
UFC
care.
deal.
I don't think
I
they
don't-
can they? Because of all the Venom's connections with.
Oh, he clipped
Oh.
him. He clipped him.
Oh,
Oh!
Vera's
man.
still now as
Oh, he's hurt.
now as well.
He's hurt, Joe Rogan. He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Should we just commentate like Rogan for the rest of the fight? Whoa! Whoa!
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Have you guys tried DMT?
no, I want it.
I think Joe Rogan's doing DMT every time he does a pay-per-view. That's what he's doing. But yeah, Brandon Vera recovered though. Oh, he clipped him
Oh,
again
that's
with the
right,
right hand.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Oh, the left little
again.
baby hook.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, another overhand right. Vera's, he's holding up pretty well though.
Yeah, he's starting
That
to get
overhand right
shaky.
though. I think that overhand right. That's what he wants to land right now. Bhullar does. Let's see.
Need that spinning back elbow. That's what Ong did, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he needs to do the spinning knee,
Spinning knee.
like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That go get. That is the Street Fighter shit. Let's do it.
He seems so chill as well when Vera's coming back with these huge power shots.
Yeah. Vera seems like he shook off the cobwebs though. He doesn't seem like he's like,
He seems a lot more
Rocky.
lethargic with his
Yeah.
the strikes he's throwing. Though that jab was so telegraphed just there.
I think age is catching up to him. Don't you think?
43.
Oh,
I'd
100%.
go him
Hasn't
again.
been very active the last few years.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
man, he got
body.
him in the
That
body.
looks like it's hurt him. That.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
man. He doesn't
he
want
grabbed
no
the cage
more.
like Blake. That's a point right
Oh,
there.
that's the point.
That's a point right there, man. Come on. Oh, it's over anyways. It doesn't
Where's
matter.
the knees?
Look
Yeah,
at
he's
him.
not getting up from
He's
this.
gonna get the TKO right here. Got the belt. I told you. That's why they call it Dangal.
Come on, India.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. He's not really defending himself. He needs to get up. There you go. Uh-oh. I don't know, man. He's too heavy.
I'll be surprised if he gets up from this.
Yeah.
Too heavy.
Surprised he gets to the third round.
Brandon's
And
moving.
Yeah, he's
if he
moving.
does make it to the end of the round, he's not going to look good at the start of the third.
He's still got a minute and 20 though. It's a long time. But man, he's riding him though. He's
here we
riding
go.
him.
Terrible.
Standing.
He's riding him like a horse. Yeah, there's only been one heavyweight champion, right? Brendan Vera.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
won every single time. Yeah,
But
and he's
the
grabbing the
division-
cage again.
Not been great for a while, has it?
That's 2 points. Keep count, Chris.
Yeah, man, I don't like it.
So at the post fight, Nick can ask him about the
There's no
fence grabs.
post fight.
Yeah. Do you know what you need to ask Brandon Vera next time, Leon? You need to ask him, do you wish you would have gone and trained at Combat Brothers so you could have trained with Derrida, not Anglar?
I was just about to say before that, right? Who wins?
Oh,
Derrida
it's
or Bhullar?
over. It's over.
Big up
Dangal,
Arjan
Dangal.
Singh,
Had
Bhullar.
his first world champion.
India, stand up.
Big up.
Wow, what a moment.
Man, that was pretty. It wasn't
Damn.
even like hard, to be honest with you. That was pretty easy for him.
It dominated
Well,
the whole fight.
Yeah, there were some pretty big shots, but yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't see anything
Broadly
good
agree with
from
that.
Brandon.
you know what the fight to make is, right? Brandon Vera versus Amir Alakbari.
Rug.
Nah.
I don't want to hear any heavyweight fight that doesn't involve Rug.
No, not
Ali
Rug.
Akbar needs to win first, man.
No,
Oh,
no.
Brandon
They have
Vera.
beef. They have
both
beef
coming off
and
losses.
chicken. Come on, let's do it.
Do you think Vera might retire after this, though? 43?
No, he's not gonna retire.
Yeah, but here, what about this at light heavyweight? 43-year-old Brandon Vera versus 44-year-old Vitor Belfort. Hey, he said he wants a Legends division. He said he wants a Veterans division. Give him Brandon Vera.
No, I think Brandon Vera could fight some of the guys that are coming up though, like Amir or somebody. You know what I mean? Not.
Yeah, there's a
Vitor.
storyline in there, so that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, Buchecha.
No, that's he hasn't even had one fight as a pro yet. Like, who else did they sign as a heavyweight?
Well,
You know,
Kirill
they should
Gurdarshan
bring-
looked all right the other day.
they should sign JDS and have him fight Brendan Vera.
King Kang.
He'd kill Vera.
Well, who
King
are you
Kang.
gonna have? Who are you gonna have fighting Bhullar? Kang G1, I suppose.
Derrida.
King
Derrida
Kang.
will fight him next. I
No,
reckon.
Kang G1. Gotta be Kang G1.
You know what though? I wouldn't be surprised if they do a rematch. I'm just saying.
They would-
I wouldn't
they
be
won't do a
surprised.
rematch. That's totally one-sided.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided.
I think if I Derrida next, I think in the heavyweights there's a few contenders, but I think a few of them need one more big win to earn a title shot.
Oh, Chatri's not even there. What?
So, yeah,
He's there, yeah.
No, he's not. Because he didn't give him the belt.
I
Rick
think there's
Audi gave him the
COVID
belt.
protocols or something. He was there earlier speaking with Mitch.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but
a
that
lot
was
of
recorded
content.
like 5 years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
And can I just say one thing? I was just looking through the greatest app out there, guys. If you enjoyed the show, remember to download Fanatics app. It's in the link below. Great for records, great content out there. I was just looking at it. One of the few people who got 5-0, Tom Taylor and John Hong Ko. Did you guys have some inside information going into this card?
Oh, John.
No inside information.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. No, no, I didn't have none. I don't know anybody, man. Who do I know at ONE Championship? You guys are the ones that know everybody.
3 and
Well-
2. Well, I finished plus 320 because of my
Oi.
B pick. So Ollie causing
Yeah,
trouble.
the terrible night.
Omar.
Sorry, my cat's being an arsehole.
I'm going to take these quotes. I'll pop back in a sec.
All right. What's where does Brandon Vera go from here, man? Who I don't think of course he's not getting a rematch, right? So
No.
who does he fight next?
I think you're onto something with the Ali Akbari one. I think that's a really smart choice because they've been going
That's the
backwards
main
and
event.
forwards. And if Ali Akbari wins, then you can really push him. If Vera wins,
He just said he's been working his ass off, but it's the first time he's ever been gassed in the first round. He doesn't know how any of this is new to him. He should have done better. Maybe he had a problem with his leg.
Well, no.
That's what he's saying. Don't know, man. It makes his future seem a little bit wishy-washy.
I mean, I suppose it's the heavyweight division. You can be a little bit older, but
but not that old.
I wouldn't
He's
want to
not
be
Randy
fighting at
Couture.
a cage. I wouldn't want to be fighting for a living if I'm 43 years old. And I've been.
when was the last time he won and looked convincingly? I mean, he beat Chirilli. When was that? About 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago. He knocked
December
him out.
2018, I think.
Exactly. And then since then he's lost to Ongla. Now he's lost now, so it's not as if he's been active.
I think that they could put him on the desk. They could put Brandon Vera on the desk, and he would be good.
Shout.
We've had him before. I wouldn't, to be honest. Yeah,
Man,
no. But I don't know. Like he's nothing left to prove, does he? I think like the one thing you could do, like I said, John, I think you've you hit the nail on the head really there. I think the Ali Akbari fight is good. You could build a lot of interest. They clearly don't like each other. You've got a lot of archive stuff that you can use to build the fight up and what have you.
Yeah.
And
I think if he
it's
fights again, that's it. I agree. I think if he fights again, that'd be a perfect fight.
unless you wanted to do, I guess, him versus Vitor, but the size he is now, he'd be so much bigger than Vitor.
yeah,
So
I don't know.
I don't think that would work.
TLT Vitor's pretty big.
yeah.
Was he back on the that good Acai that gives him all those
They're
muscles?
both training together at Stanford MMA, so maybe they wouldn't fight against each other. Ongla always said he wouldn't fight Vitor because they train
Right.
together. Yeah, I think Amir Ali Akbari, I think that's perfect matchup.
But who does Bhullar fight though?
Derrida.
It's a
Derrida
Kanji
will
one.
move up and challenge him
You think so?
next. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if they don't, because there's no standout. There's a few guys looking good in the heavyweight division, but I think all of them need one big win to earn a title shot.
From what I've heard, they're not interested in doing a heavyweight, so
They're
I
not.
don't think that's going to happen.
Chatry said he was open. He wouldn't stop Derrida going for a third belt.
Oh well, there you go.
I just think, again,
Maybe
I'm not too
maybe I'm
keen.
just completely misinformed.
No.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not that keen necessarily on someone going for a third belt and potentially holding up belts. But there's no one to defend his light heavyweight title against. There's no clear contender in the middleweight division, and like I said, there's no clear contender in the heavyweight division yet. You've got.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
it's
trying
really
to say just to be
painful.
stupid, but like honestly, put Kangji one in there. He's got 2 wins, and one of them was a big upset win against Ali Akbari, who
I agree. Yeah,
probably would
I
have been
think he
given a
needs.
title shot if he'd won that fight.
I think he needs one more win though. King Kang.
Yeah.
Give him another test, and if he wins that, he's earned a title shot.
The heavyweight division is not like, it's not as if they've got like dozens of fighters in there. Like, I think you just make that fight and then you see if, because they're going to need another contender after that.
Who would you like to
So
see next for Arjan Bhullar?
Derrida.
No.
I think it makes sense. I don't really.
No, I
I'm
don't
not
think
really.
it makes any sense.
I don't normally would promote that kind of going for a third title fight. But I think if you look at the middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight scenes right now, it's the only time it could possibly work, because in 6 months, a year's time, there's going to be maybe 2-3 guys in the heavyweight division lining up for a title shot. If they bring in more light heavyweights, he's going to be busy there. Middleweight, you've got Leandro Artidas, maybe rematch. You've got Onglar, maybe in Vitali. Well, Onglar, he really doesn't want to fight Onglar again. Vitali definitely needs to win. He's fought once, I think, in the last 4 years. So it could only make sense now. So I think, why not have a bit of fun with it while it makes the only time it will make sense.
Did
And
you
they
see
really
the
could
interview?
win that.
What did they say?
Let's say.
So yeah, he called out Kang Ji-won. He says he can have the first crack, but he also
What?
says he wants to go to AEW or something,
Yeah.
or WWE. Don't know what the fuck he's on about.
Okay.
Yeah, weird. And yeah,
Oh.
Vera admitted he gassed in the first round pretty hard. He got
Look,
hit in the ribs,
look on the
had a
screen now,
rib injury.
He's not in there to be announced. Mengbo
Yeah, it's supposed
versus
to be announced. Michael Owens was right.
Oh wow.
Says
Me
what
too,
to be
it's
announced?
out.
Yeah,
What,
so
so-
B is gone.
Yeah. Ritu's out, and they've got this new fighter called TBA.
Yeah.
I've heard she's shit hot
Yeah, man, undefeated.
and fit.
She's fit. Yes. She's fit.
Who they bring in? I mean, you've got, I think the biggest name is
You gotta bring in
Miami
B. If she beat her, she goes in, man.
Yeah.
She
Sorry.
might be injured. We're saying earlier. We're saying if she's not been put in there, it might be because she's not going to be fit in time to fight 4 weeks afterwards. Because that was a tough 15 minutes of fighting. There were times where she was just getting ground and pounded.
Mhm.
So she might not be fit in time. Otherwise, I'm sure they'd put her in there.
A
So who
question.
would you?
Sorry, a question for Michael Owens and Leon. Who's the biggest loser of the night?
You,
Bhullar?
you are, Chris. As always.
Brandon
You
Vera?
loser.
Or Ritu? Who's the biggest loser of the night?
Who did you say,
Well, Vera
Ritu
lost his
or
belt.
did you say Brandon?
Or Brandon Vera? Who's the biggest loser of the
Oh, yeah.
night?
That's another very good question from the mind of Christopher Lombardy Pie. I think on one hand, Ritu, because she's cost herself a place in the Atomweight Grand Prix, but on the other hand, I think it's safe to say she wouldn't have won it. She would have struggled against Mengbo, and by losing, you could say she doesn't deserve to be in there. Brandon Vera, obviously, he's lost his title. That's a bigger loss. But then he's 43, and how long was he really going to keep hold of that heavyweight title? Now suddenly he's got rivals. Let's be honest, he's only the heavyweight champion because there hasn't really been a heavyweight division for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And the reason I only gave Bhullar a slight edge was because Bhullar hasn't really done anything to prove he's a worthy world champion. He's proved without doubt he's better than Brandon Vera tonight. But will he still be the one heavyweight champion in a year's time? Because there's a few killers in that division. He's a deserving champion right this minute. But I'm not sure if he will be. Maybe he will be in a year's time. But again, at least now it's an exciting heavyweight division. A year ago, there was nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Pretty good.
Kang Ji-won is going to be the champ then.
I'd say he's looking one of the most promising heavy fighters in the heavyweight
Well,
division. without doubt.
Arjan Bhullar just called him. That's weird. How do you win the if you win the title, you're just like, okay, I'm going to fight the next guy. But I guess he already had in mind like who he wants to defend the title against first. And
Well,
I don't know.
I think he just wants to stay active. I think it's been I got so bored over the past several years. Someone would win the belt, and then there'd be an obvious number one contender, and then people would be just like, "Yeah, they don't deserve a shot." And it's just like, right, well, who are you going to fight then? Oh, I want to fight the guy a weight class above who's the champion for more money. I mean, I understand they want to earn more money, but like, just fight who deserves it and stay busy. But like, I think that's the best thing for him and ONE now is for him to just be as busy as he can. And if he thinks he can beat Kang Ji-won, it's only going to help his profile in India than if he becomes this sort of dominant champion that's like turning away challengers all the time. So I don't think it's a bad, like, again, Kang Ji-won beat this like really high profile guy in Ali Akbari with a spectacular finish. So just throw him in, and then you can get like a quote unquote more worthy challenger in the months between now and then.
I think beating Derrida wouldn't do his reputation that much harm, because Derrida's unbeaten, and he just beat the guy who beat the previous heavyweight champion. Although MMA maths doesn't work.
I think the Derrida fight for me for the heavyweight division, I actually think for ONE Championship it's a lose-lose.
Maybe for ONE Championship, but I think Derrida would have a good chance of winning as well. I think his ground games look so good. Yeah. But Bhullar looked good on the feet, and he's got a good wrestling background, which is what you need to fight Derrida.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm off to finish the rest of my curry, and I'll be listening to you guys. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Fantastic stream. Great chat, great banter with some of the guys. I'm off, but guys, if you like this channel, if you like all the content put out there by Nick and John and the rest of the gang, like and subscribe. We're always here for you. Peace and love. Have a good one, John, Leon, Nick, and Michael. Have a good one, boys. Peace.
Tally ho. All right.
So anyways, night, anyone?
Another night is none of them are fighter of the night.
Ritu and B, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so.
Performance of the night, I think.
There's a
few. You got to say Bhullar because he won the title, but then Towan Chai just looked unbelievable. He just put on a clinic, like.
Yeah, but B like upset all the odds as well. You could give 3 performance bonuses there.
I get a B, but I think that was a 50-50 fight. She got a decision. She got a bad
was heavily underdog.
Antonia Bosnia, so that kind of evened it out. But it wasn't a bad. Well, it wasn't a bad decision. Because I think I couldn't have called it. I think if it was UFC scoring, you could have maybe gave Ritu 2 rounds to 1, but Ritu was just fading in that 3rd round, and B was turning it on, and you'd have thought if there was another round, B would have finished the fight.
Yeah, I think she could have. Anyone have any arguments with anyone else?
I've always got arguments up my sleeve, Nicky boy. Don't worry about that.
Let us know in the chat if you think anyone deserves special mention. Greetings from India, says Arman. What's up, Arman? We finally have a world champ. Congratulations. Here we go. What's going on with the Grand Prix then? Because I'm about to publish an article that was going to say that Nguyen is in the Grand Prix, but you saw a graphic at the end of the show said she's not. What's going on? Anyone?
You got to throw the likely in there. Likely in the.
I just think she'll have a little injury, and it'll be. I think that would be it, because I think she'd be a good substitute for Ritu. Like John said, she deserves it because she beat Ritu. She should have taken her spot. She's also got a pretty big name in America. She's, Ariel Helwani calls up for an interview. Can't say that for the other 7 ladies in the Grand Prix. So she's marketable. She ticks a lot of the boxes. The only reason I can think of she's not is she's injured.
Yeah, it is a shame for them because, as you were saying, I think one of the key things, looking at the American market as well, she'd be going full throttle into promoting it, and people will be interested in it, especially after this result. But you got to imagine they're going to make probably an announcement on it on Monday at the latest, because the show's in 2 weeks.
Do you think Chatri could overturn it, like Arman is suggesting?
Wow,
I don't think
that's an interesting. That would be interesting if he did that.
I don't think there's anyone saying it's a robbery.
The committee comes in, right?
Ritu, I think we've agreed. there was a bit of intrigue about. I really rated her before. I still rate her a bit, but I really rated her. I thought she was going to be dangerous in there. I thought she was going to be someone who could fly under the radar a little bit, little expectations, but she has that Habib style. Whereas I think it's safe to say now, she wouldn't have won the Atomake Grand Prix. She would have struggled against Meng Bo. So it's not the same. I think it's not worth upsetting loads of fans by overturning a result to put someone in there who isn't going to win it. And I think B, maybe she feels a little hard by if she's not fit enough to be in there. But then before this fight, she definitely didn't deserve to be in there just from, she lost to Ji and Radzuin, who's not in there. She lost to Stamp. So it's a bit unlucky, but she had a great opportunity. And although she's not going to be in the Atomake Grand Prix, probably her stakes, her whatever the word has gone up, her value, the stock has gone up. She's now not on a losing streak. She's got a win. She's got a win against. She ended someone's unbeaten record. She's beaten someone with a good reputation. She's beaten someone who was in the Grand Prix. She'll get another good fight next. So it's not all bad for her. And I guarantee if anyone pulls out of the tournament, she's probably going to be the first reserve. She's probably one of the reserves anyway. So she's still in a pretty good position now, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm getting an interview with her. We can clarify it.
Yes.
Let's
talk to B.
For who could be in there, I think Mai Yamaguchi would be an obvious choice, apart from maybe if they don't want two athletes from Japan, because she's a big name or biggish name, big in one, Then you've got Ji and Radzuin. But again, if you're looking for people who come from countries where you want to push, Malaysia MMA really isn't big here, so it wouldn't do. She's probably a worthy replacement, certainly, but would they give it to a Malaysian athlete? I don't know. So
Should be the worst choice.
Yeah, I think from an athlete point of view, who I can't think of apart from her or Ming, Mai Yamaguchi. Oh, you've got Hei-Quinn Lin, is it? Who was in the top 5 in the rankings before the Atomake Grand Prix. Is she Japanese as well? Or Chinese?
Chinese,
yeah. So I think she's only got one win in one, so she's got to be in with a shout. Again, depends if they're going to do it via merit or whether it's someone who benefits their plans of promoting a country. But maybe they haven't got a choice. Maybe when you're bringing in someone at the last minute, you can't be fussy.
What's that chanting in the background?
Yeah, what's going on?
That's me. It's the end of Ramadan, isn't it? So there's lots of chant, lots of.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It's weird. It's normally at 3 a.m, so I'm not sure what's going on at 8:30 at night. I can't understand that. I'm quite naive, but they fast all day and they seem to chant all night. I thought they'd have needed to save their energy and get a good night's sleep.
What?
What are you talking about?
I'm actually saying that because I'm hoping someone educates me, because
I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. But
No.
you know what would suck if you won the title 3 weeks ago and you just couldn't tell anybody?
Yeah, well,
That must suck, right?
Yeah.
And fair play to Brandon. He's been promoting this fight as much, if not more, than Arjan Bhullar the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
well,
And
he's
Ritu
a
as
company
well.
guy, isn't he?
You can't read into it, but one of her tweets said, "Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I always try my best." And then there's B going, "Watch my fights." I was thinking that was looking more likely, but as we said before, you can't always tell by that.
Well, it's confusing. Let's try and clear it up.
If they brought in as well Lin Hei-Quinn or Hei-Quinn Lin, it'd be China versus China, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they want that.
Oh,
They don't
let
want
me just say
Chinese
one
violence.
more thing as well on that note. What annoys me is Americans. No offense, John, but
I'm not American.
whatever. you're a little bit American in my eyes.
No, I'm British.
No, but they confuse matters because we know China do their last name first and that's fair enough. But because Americans flip it round, because it can't be different to us, we do everything the right way, then there's conflicting information on the internet, and then it's it's annoying because I want to do it the Chinese way or the Korean way or the Japanese way because I want to do it correct. But then if it's someone you don't know that well and Wikipedia does it the American way, it's confusing. Whereas if Americans just done it the Chinese way and had a bit of respect for the way they do it, I'd always get it right. Sometimes I don't know if.
But in ONE Championship, they do it both ways. They do it sometimes.
That's another annoying thing as well. Don't do it. They mix it up.
Yeah, they mix it up. It all depends on what the fighter wants.
Yeah, they do ask the athletes and ask how they want their name.
So some athletes would rather just keep the Americans happy than do it the way their country.
The UFC too. They do the same thing.
Oh well.
So Lin He Quinn, which way round does it go?
I don't know. Like Meng Bo. Is her name Bo Meng?
I think Meng is her last name. Meng.
Yeah.
Meng Bo, right?
A family name.
I was thinking Izuki Hirata. She does it the other way round as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, Hirata is okay.
She does it the American way, even though.
Well, they that's how they get announced. Like always, if you remember, like watching Pride and all that kind of thing, and Dream and all that. Like Shinya Aoki was always announced as Aoki Shinya.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Shinya Aoki is his last name, yeah. He does it.
Yeah.
Is it me or Japanese? Do they just like to please the Americans then? Like, forget my history. I'll do. We don't want to upset the Americans. I'll do it their way.
No, because people are idiots. So like, if you do it the Korean way or the Japanese way or whatever, and then like it'll be, let's say it's like what's his name? What's a Korean fighter? Like Ham So-hee, right? So let's say Ham So-hee is out there. Ham So-hee, Ham is her last name, So-hee is her first name, right? But the article will come out and says, was it Ham So-hee? Yeah, E, blah, 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 right? But E is not her name. That's not even her full first name. That's just like half of her first name, but they think that that's her last name. And a lot of people do that, right? So
what's annoying as well is because I have to like, for a name like that, until I've said it a certain amount of times, I have to think about it. And then I learn it the wrong way, and then I realise it's the wrong way. And then when I go to say it, not only am I trying to remember it, I'm trying to think, which way round am I doing it? And then I'm even more likely to mess it up.
Yeah, it's confusing because I used to do it the normal way. You know, I put the last name first, even in English. But then that confused people, so I just switched it back. I just said, come on, if you're gonna write it in English, you just might as well write it the way that they, you know, like Americans or the Western world writes it. So that's what I've been doing.
To be fair, there's no consistency over here as well, because I always remember it seemed to be on a weekly basis that you would get Ji-sung Park being referred to as Park Ji-sung when he played for Man United. So
yeah,
I mean it's only because of the fact I know that Park is such a common family name that I knew what was what there, sort of thing. So yeah, I think the people don't really care. I think if it's not their nation and all that sort of stuff, especially in America and the UK, no one gives a shit.
But if you're, if it doesn't matter. But if you're writing like articles, if you're writing news, you should know like what their real last name is, and not write the wrong thing.
Well, then you get Myanmar, because I mean, ask Ariel.
Yeah, got Myanmar as well. Yeah.
But like I was told when I first started working for ONE that they don't have surnames. It's just a name. Like so I remember on the ONE website we always used to refer to as Ong La Un Sang as Ong La Un Sang every time because that was his name. And then recently I think they've started doing Ong La just because it's a mouthful to say Ong La Un Sang the entire time. Although when I interviewed him before I worked for ONE, he was just like, I asked him what the deal is. He used to say, just say Unsung, because it's easier. I think that's what when he moved to America, when he had to put like on documents like first name and surname, then he started doing it that way. Anyway, we weird conversation. We just
I do actually.
But it's important though, you know what I mean? Because you mess up people's names, you know what I mean? Like it's like disrespectful in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mess up
Well,
someone's
actually,
name.
I see some websites referring to Sam Fairtex as Fairtex. It's like, that's a company.
Yeah, you got to dig deeper and find her real name. You know what I mean? You can't.
Her
Just,
real name's Nong, I think, isn't it?
yeah, Stamp Nong, right? So
No.
No, well, Sam's not even a real
I think
name
that's
either.
I think that's a nickname as well. Like,
Nong
I think
Stamp.
if you look
No,
on
stop.
Wikipedia, that's got a actual name, and I can't
Yeah,
pronounce it.
well,
So
Yeah,
don't ask me.
it's yeah. Stamp's
Like
a
in
nickname as well.
Japan, a lot of some fighters, they have like their fight name, and their real name is separate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like say like Reina, her fight name is Reina, but her fight name is her name. That's her first name, right? So when she went to go fight for Bellator, they announced her as Reina. What's her name?
Kubota.
Kebotu? Yeah, Kebota or something like that.
I think, I don't know the pronunciation either.
Yeah, and she was like kind of like she was weird about it because she's like, you know, she's never had her name, you know, announced like that. She's always gone by just Reina, you know. She's basically like Madonna.
I knew her as Reina Kubota beforehand. I guess just because of reporting that was done by like the Western media and stuff. But I think even more than that is, and I would imagine this is particularly an issue that you can appreciate being Korean and hearing the mispronunciation of Korean names, is that nobody knows how to pronounce any other name. Like, because again, another thing I was told, like obviously one of the big ones is Shinya Aoki. Like, because Steve Aoki and all that kind of thing, it's just like common for Americans to say that. But the Japanese people or Japanese speakers that I've talked to, they just said, well, that sounds ridiculous because that's not his name. It's pronounced Aoki.
So apparently, Doritta's asked for the heavyweight shot. Is that on an Instagram post?
Well, he asked that, didn't he, when he won the light heavyweight title?
But he
said
wants
he wanted
Bhullar.
the
He's
title.
now said it again. He's reiterated it. Okay.
I don't know if he'll be getting it, but
Yeah. I don't want to see that. I'd rather he defends against Abasov and then
Even
beats
Abasov's a welterweight. It's not as if he hasn't
Yeah.
got any number one contenders in the middleweight or light heavyweight division.
yeah.
Doritta.
Right, I'll tell you what, lads, I'd better go and get some lunch, but it's nice to join you again on the stream.
Now I'm going to go
All
and
right.
get my schwad down early
Just
tonight.
before I go,
sorry.
I'll say, remember, if you
some
want to
work.
watch some high quality Muay Thai, visit victorypromotions.co.uk, and then next week there's 2 events which you can get for the low price of £9.99.
It's a bargain.
There you go. Bargain.
Bargain.
Right,
All right.
and I'll see you again soon for, I guess, maybe in Power.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
But
Anyone else? Yeah. All right. We'll end the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, I'll see you guys.
Okay. I'll just do a sign off. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, JHK and Michael Owens. We will be back. Wait, Chris has texted something.
Thank you
No,
very
I'm
much,
curious.
guys. An absolute pleasure.
Yeah. There we
Chris,
go.
we've already said goodbye to you.
Yeah. He's greedy for the goodbyes. How was the curry? What are you
Oh,
doing?
fantastic, delicious,
Okay.
man. It just made me so proud of Arjan Singh Bhullar when I was eating it. It's happy to have him as a world champion. And the only reason I came in, I kept asking you guys one question in the chat on YouTube.
Oh, there you go.
Should Victoria Lee replace Ritu?
No.
Great
No.
talking point for journalists. Write some articles. Get working.
No.
Too soon for her. Too soon to be fighting someone like Meng Bo.
Or should Ritu be fighting Victoria Lee next?
No.
On that note,
All right,
I'm gonna wrap it up.
signing out.
Like and subscribe. All there across the yellow ticker. If you haven't already, download Fanatics. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow after the UFC 262 pay-per-view in some form. We'll do a recap with some of these fellas, I think.
Yes,
And then-
of course. We will be
Yeah.
back after 262 recap. Yes, let's do
Michael
it.
Chandler versus Charles Oliveira, Tony Ferguson, Benildo. You should be a fun one. We'll be here about
It's a
2 p.m.
sensual
Hong Kong
pay-per-view.
time. Absolutely. And then, next week, no ONE Championship, but Empower, May 28th. We'll see what
Yes.
happens with
I got the power.
Ritu and B Nguyen. I've already put the figures out to see if we can get a B Nguyen interview and maybe we can clear up this situation. So maybe we'll be back Monday, Tuesday with a podcast with some news for you. Anyway, see you all later. Thank you for watching, commenting, and all that. And thanks all the guests again.
Love,
Peace out.
love, peace, and chicken grease.